All right. What happened last time?
We tried to go to Steam Tide, and then this guy showed up. He's like, "Hey guys, you want cool shit?" And everyone else was like, "Absolutely." And Far was like, "I don't want to deal with this. The portal's open. Let's just leave." But everyone else wanted to buy stuff. He traded in favors. The guy was named the Fixer. He trades in favors. We could hire bounty hunters, including a guy called the Bounty Hunter, but he cost like 1,000,000 gazillion gold or a soul. Both of which we didn't have. And he also had glowstone, so everyone bought some glowstone and used it to upgrade our stuff, and we stuck around for like 5 days while we did that. Everyone upgraded an item except Mahua, who traded his for a magic tattoo. I don't remember what resistance, but
was it poison or acid?
Acid. It was acid.
Acid.
Yeah, because it wouldn't be poison because he gets that for free from.
Yeah, you're right.
So then we decided to actually go to Steam Tide, and we got there, and there was a whole slew of some maddened people and some just guys doing the rounds outside the castle. And we tried sneaking up and sneaking in while they were distracted, and then they kind of noticed us after we got like halfway there, and so Far pressed the panic button of reversing gravity on the entire courtyard, and it just caused a whole slew of problems for them. And so we used the chaos to sneak in and get by without getting murdered by all the people set up for a siege.
Again.
Yeah.
I mean, very few of them are probably survived that 100-foot drop to talk about it.
Yeah, and you like brutally murdered like 1 or 2 with your echo.
I murdered one guy. Okay, we cut off one guy's head.
You like,
but then we blew up the tower.
Him.
But then we blew up the tower, so it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. That guy had the most unceremoniously like timed death ever. It was terrible.
Maybe don't be on top of the tower. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. He posted somewhere else.
Don't be the guy on lookout, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
They also have a whole shit. Like one guy had like the cannon, artifice cannon, like from the sisters, adamantite sisters.
Yep.
Like that, and also one guy had like a torch that made things not invisible. Stuff like that. Who knows what else? Surely nothing else. Not in the Artifice Castle. Yeah. There will be no more Artifice in the Artifice Castle.
Hopefully.
As you guys find yourself walking through, it is a cavalcade of platforms and bridges over the multitudes of flowing waters that Steam Tide gets its power from. It is mid-afternoon at this point after your stealth attack on the fortress into a bit of a magical battlement afterwards. The sounds around you are drowned out by the constant crashing and moving of the waves and waterfalls of Steam Tide. When you're out and about on the bridges, it's difficult to communicate verbally. The current platform you're on is walking towards one of the main spires and keeps of the entirety of the layout of the castle. As your group continues to walk down this and up to the main keep, you find yourselves seeing a large golem-like figure walking your way, taking up the entirety of the bridge's width. This is a giant-sized golem. As you guys get within about, I'd say 300 feet of the entrance to the keep, it is just you on a 20-foot wide bridge that is completely made of stone. This is not a rickety bridge. These are more like aqueducts with bridges on top, and as they cross through, maybe get some ideas of less intense water slides that you might see in the world around, or in a water park. Less swirls and fantastical experiences, more direct travel routes like a trade route. As this giant golem is approaching the group, you have 200 feet between you and the golem, 300 feet between you and the keep store. The sun is still high in the sky. The warmth around you is strong. And the smells of moving water fill your nostrils. You know how they kick up all sorts of sediment and smells from your surroundings. The place itself already seems a little less ghoulish, pardon me, than it did 15 minutes ago. You can see with every enemy felled, the keep, the layer, Steamtide itself becomes less sick with darkness. What do you guys want to do?
So this golem, does it seem like it's something that the people who are occupying it have set up and are like using for like a patrol, or is it like something that might be automated for the artifice shit in the city itself?
Make a perception check.
Ooh, I'm not good at those, but all right. 11.
It's a large golem quite far away. The mist coming up from all the crashing waves obscure your view just a bit in the distance. It's tough to make out heads or tails of this clockwork golem, whether it's of ill intent or just on a passive automated route.
And it's like walking towards us right now.
Yep.
There's no other. Is it just a straight path? There's no other like offshoots that would take it.
Is there?
It seems almost like a defensive measure in the way the castle's laid out, that they would want a singular road that they could potentially even collapse the bridge to prevent those from getting to the keep that they did not want entering during a siege.
If it were to get close to say within like 50 feet, are there places nearby where we could hide from its vision?
Because it's taking up the whole
Not
bridge.
like any debris or anything, just clearly like open street.
Yeah, well, it's not a street. Again, it's a bridge that leads directly to the heart of Steamtide. This is quite vulnerable, and it seems almost like a purposeful funnel for anybody that would pass through the gates, say again on a siege, and make their way toward the heart of the city here. They would want a way to pin their opponents or bottleneck the sieging group. You would think of this almost as like a gigantic moat, potentially, and a single drawbridge, but on an epic fantasy scale.
And you said this bridge is made out of like stone to where there's no like way to get possibly under it or anything at all along it.
It'd maybe not break down, and you guys can move stone, but you could always try to jump over the sides. Some of you have other options of manipulations, whether you can fly or change forms to...
Or could just run straight along vertical surfaces.
Yes, you could also try dropping into the waters and see where the waves take you. Though the waves and current does seem strong, these are monumentous, huge-looking waves and currents.
Does it look like the water and waves would lead to, the center or where we're trying to go? Or is it just like for movement and power, basically?
It looks for movement and power, but specifically this area that has been carved out, it looks like it carries anything that would fall off of it away from the center of the keep. Again, if a sieging force was fighting on these betterments being dropped in, they would want the bodies away from the center of the keep in case they either were diving off in fear or if some of them survived. Another preventative measure from being sieged.
And how far is the distance from the bridge we're onto the surface of the water?
Oh, I'd say about 200 feet.
Oh, God.
Sick.
So that's a splat if we jump off.
I mean, you can try. There's no...
It'll hurt a bit. Just
Yeah.
the surface tension.
Yeah, sure. You wanna test that out?
Can Far make some kind of check to see would they be able to? Like in general, golems or any kind of construct creatures like be able to see invisibility?
Sure. go ahead and make a history check. This is something outside of Far's realm of knowledge, so I'm going to put this to his critical thinking with the things he knows in his life to see if he can put together 2 and 2 and find a potential answer to his theory.
26.
I'd say
Actual
Far,
19.
Invisibility you've already experienced can only be seen really with magical means. So unless the golem's eyes are lined with some sort of magical glass or crystal or spell, there should be no reason that the golem should be able to see you.
And you said it takes up the entire space. Is it big enough that, like, it can't just pass by us if it's walking in the middle, or we can't dance around it? Or...
I'd say as you guys let it get within 100 feet of you, you could tell more, but do you let it get that close?
Don't want to.
Prefer not to.
If nobody else has any ideas, I can turn us invisible.
Can you? It'd probably have to be you and me casting it, right? Or do you want to use a higher spell slot for it?
I would prefer not to use a higher spell slot to everybody, but...
Because I can just use a 3rd level and get 2 of us. Or, yeah, 2.
And so I could use a 4th and do all the rest. Right, that's how that works. There's 5, so...
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to worry about your steel defender. Got him out of the way.
It's not here, yeah.
He's gone.
It's not here.
Don't have to worry about him.
No.
Just hanging out front, waiting for you guys to clear it now.
Yeah.
Classic stay.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of
Starfox
all.
adventures are tricky.
It's just, it's there, and, like, it has, like, 1 branch over it, and it's perfectly unseen.
Sure.
It also might not be hostile, too. So...
Yeah.
But I'm down to use a 3rd level slot to get me and another, and then you get the other you. And
you can save your energy from me. I think I can get around it.
I mean, we could prepare this that, you know, if it gets close enough and starts to do an attack, rather than wasting spell slots early, to see what it's gonna do, and then we could vanish.
All right.
I like that plan.
I was gonna try to just climb along the side, but yeah, that works.
I am going to try and break away from the group and move towards the golem.
Sure.
Let him cook.
Slowly, so it's not like I'm provoking aggression, just...
Sure.
And kind of at the same time, constantly using the dodge action.
Okay.
Dodge.
So just kind of like readying myself to get out of the way if it tries to swing.
Sure. As it's walking down, you see there is a little gap in between its legs that may be single file, and as long as no one was a large creature, you guys could sneak on through. You can see each of its arms have what look to be like these half-cylinder shapes on them. Almost looks like they could scoop on the sides of his arms, but not so much. The fingers are just normal hands, and the thing is just passively walking down this straight.
I'm just gonna casually try to walk past it with my guard up.
Okay.
So through its legs, like you.
Yeah, so just give me an athletics check to get through its legs, because it's a tight squeeze, and as you can see, its legs coming down, the thing is extremely heavy, tons and tons of clockwork metals and steels here that would crush anybody that would be underneath it into a pancake.
That's an 18.
With ease. This is not too difficult to do, but it is nerve-wracking, something to steady yourself. As you go to the other side, you see it does not attack you or swing out on you unprovoked. It continues walking down as you are now on the other side of the clockwork golem.
I just kind of call out, Don't attack it. It seems like it's passive for the moment. But be careful. It's pretty precarious trying to squeeze past it.
I don't know if we're able to hear that over the water, as you said, but at least we see him get through. So Kelly's just going to go, oh, okay. I guess it's not an issue and can try to do it the same thing Mahua did.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody give me athletics checks as you go through.
Far will just wild shape into a smaller creature and
I
scare
was
her.
waiting for that, and you
Yeah.
get through, yes.
Oh, that's brutal.
I am gonna be holding a coin that Lucius gave me in the event somebody seems like they're not doing well.
And
Fine.
yeah,
27.
Far will behind at the back. Like, just, he'll be the last one to go through, so.
Okay. Juan, what did you get? I see.
27.
Okay.
27.
Killian makes his way cautiously through. The shakes from the golem get Lucius's nerves into quite a tangle, and as he focuses on the ease and the cool of Killian, he tries to mimic it too closely, and he doesn't realize he's straying too far to one side, and one of your wings gets clipped and dragged under and crushed. You take 20 points of bludgeoning, and your arm is currently broken. If
Ow.
if anything, if you have to use any two-handed weapons or anything like that, you cannot until you repair your broken arm. Anything that requires two arms, you cannot currently use with ease. It'll impose a disadvantage and a higher DC, depending on what you would like to try to do with a broken arm. What did Abel roll?
Oh, I should roll for him, shouldn't I? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
No, he just no clips through.
Natural one.
Abel breaks one of his arms as well, and takes 20 points of bludgeoning damage. So
I'm Abel Seahart, and I just broke my arm.
that's really good. That's a really good impression. So the
Yeah.
two of them
That
bump
actually was.
into one another, and cause them to stray to each side, getting crushed over underneath each foot of this lumbering tunned golem. Now, remember, this golem still is not aggressive towards you guys. You just were crushed beneath this moving compactor.
Could Abel use any of his lay on hands points to try to heal those broken arms, or is that going to be something that requires a bit more?
Could someone read me lay on hands if it can magically repair bones?
That's a good
It is called
question.
magic.
It
wonder
just
if
says, as an action, you can touch a creature to restore any number of HP remaining in your lay on hands pool, or cure a disease or neutralize a poison.
Nope.
Alright. Cool. Figured I'd just try.
Yep. You still have a whole nother arm. I don't know what you're complaining about.
Yeah, he's got an arm.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's whatever.
Not like my weapon's only two-handed.
Brutal.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, you can't really do shit with a singular arm.
Oh, here's the question now, because Abel uses a sword and a shield. That means either he uses his sword or his shield. Not both, baby.
Look at how
Goodbye,
this
AC.
encounter was designed.
Goodbye, AC. Let's go.
Mm.
Ooh, that's fucked up. Okay. Well. Yep. So Abel's dealing with his broken arm.
Yes.
Apparently.
Yeah.
And for going to what I would imagine a flying small bird or a flying small animal has no issue coming through this area.
The goat.
There is no roll needed.
Yeah, Far will land on Wild Shape and see the broken arm and go, and like he'll kind of like look at himself, and he is bloodied and stuff from the explosions and stuff from the last time. It's like,
Yeah.
you think we should do some healing before we go forward?
Yeah. Wait, are you? Where are you at right now, Drew? HP wise, are you?
I'm at 60 out of 111.
Oh, I didn't. I will give you some healing. I did not realize you were that bad. My bad.
And I do have healing, but it's like mass healing, which maybe now with multiple people being down, we can. It's
Yeah,
just
I mean,
uh,
it was a higher level spell, and so I didn't want to use it just to heal myself up.
And Abel could use some lay on hands on people if needed.
Yeah, I got
Just
cure
heal up them
wounds.
extra, just boop, boop, boop.
But if you're cool with using the mass healing,
I can, yeah. As long as everybody's down a little bit, I'll use one of the mass, and then I can heal all of us for 3d8 plus 5.
I'm at 64, so
I
Yeah,
have
Killian
not
can take
lost
it.
very much at all.
Killian's fine and Abel's fine too, but I mean they'll still take it if you want, if that would work. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'll probably
Right.
do that just to, especially with two people just taking 20, like that might negate that out.
Yeah.
Oh crap!
Can I
forgot.
can I jerry rig a quick blood transfusion so I can lose HP to give somebody else?
No.
That's a choice.
You need to know how to
if
do
it-
that.
Yeah.
I mean, you
So I'm
yourself
gonna-
might be able to do that. Mahua, on the other hand, absolutely not.
18. So everyone gets 23 points. So
Thank you.
Okay.
Lovely.
Okay, I'm gonna keep track of Abel's HP on a calculator just because I can't
Right,
edit
so-
his sheet. So
Smart idea.
Smart.
This is where that's going, just so I can easily just go. Okay.
I mean, he's probably got like 130 or some shit right now.
148. But yes,
Okay, fuck you. Or-
he gained
fuck
3
you,
from that
Mo.
encounter. He gained 3 but lost an arm. So I mean, really, what's the true?
As
The
your
real
group
winner there.
heals, do you continue forward to the keep or follow the golem or jump off the sides? Or some other creative option that I don't know about yet.
To the keep.
Okay. As you guys approach the keep, how do you approach the keep?
Do we notice any is there any kind of battlements like the first entrance had here, or is it kind of more assuming have you gotten to this point? I don't know. Just if we notice anything that seems like they're prepped for people to just waltz in, or if they have
looking
anything-
for like those like arrow slits, you know, that we saw out
All
front.
right.
And
So I'd say make a perception check to those who are looking.
And I would probably, if we get close to the actual like gate and stuff, I would check for traps. And stuff.
Okay. Go ahead and
Natural one for
check for
killing.
traps.
29.
Okay.
34.
Okay.
7
Okay.
or 8.
Okay.
Big difference.
That's a 1 for Killian, so he's
Okay.
just focused on Abel breaking his arm. He's not
Well,
looking.
Killian's actually distracted by another thing we'll get into. But first
that's
off,
scary. That's not awful.
the other two, you guys notice that there are similar battlements, but they don't really seem to be manned at the moment. You don't see anybody taking heed or any nerves or orders being shouted around at your approach. It seems pretty lax in comparison to the bulwark that you just fought your way through. So, as you guys are scanning, out in front is Lucius, and his broken arm deters him. The pain distracts him as he's trying to check for traps, and when he does so, he ends up accidentally triggering a pressure plate, which he is continuing to hold with his broken arm, and his hand is shaking violently as he is going to have to make Constitution saving throws at disadvantage to not remove his arm to trigger the pressure plate trap.
Is there a way I could transition the pressure onto another arm? Like, say, like I'm holding it with one hand, put my other arm, and then take the other hand off and hold it with the non-broken arm.
Sure. Try and make a dexterity check with disadvantage, though. Because even you got to make sure that the pressure stays the same. If there's any difference, that could cause the trap to go awry.
With that information, I think I might just want to make the concentration check.
Constitution.
Constitution,
Which is
yeah,
still
yeah.
technically a concentration, basically.
Yeah.
At disadvantage, you said?
Yes, sir.
It's 13.
All right.
Actually, I'll add a flash of genius to that one, make it 18.
Okay. You fight through the pain as it continues to struggle. And you guys are at a bit of a standstill at the moment as just one of the what looks to be the identical floor tiles to the naked eye, even to the perceptive far, can't immediately tell a difference that these are potentially trapped or booby-trapped tiles. There could be more, there might not be more. It's difficult to tell right now, especially with the individual that normally checks for traps trapped at the moment in one of these pressure plates. What would this group like to do?
Oh, Bar will move up and touch the stone. Like, he's gonna tiptoe up, checking for traps on the way. I don't think I've ever checked for traps, so I don't know if that's something he can do.
You can. Just it depends on your
or
modifier.
just
but
wants
it
to
should be
follow
alright.
Lucius and kind of like lean over Lucius's like body and just touch the kind of where his hand is,
Mhm.
and cast Stone Shape to just kind of make like pins to lock the thing into exactly where it is, so it doesn't go up, it doesn't go down. Lock it where it is so that it doesn't move anymore.
Sure, give me an Arcana check to make sure you do it just right. And I wouldn't say you're checking for traps yet. I say you're just approaching behind. You can follow right behind from your description, Lucius. That doesn't really sound like a check for traps to me.
So he just used one of his lucky points.
Okay.
To go from a 15 to a 24 just to guarantee that stayed.
That's a good idea. You feel the counterweight leave you, Lucius, and you get a absolute relief as you both withdraw your hands from the pressure plate and hold your breaths as a few moments pass by. 2, 3. And nothing happens, thankfully. The pain in your arm is agonizing. To be holding a broken arm in place for as long as you did, may it be only 30 seconds. It was a painful 30 seconds. But the group has evaded this first pressure plate.
And how far is it to the door?
100 feet.
That's a lot of feet.
What did Killian get with his natural 1 perception check?
Oh, he was just watching he got distracted by his friend getting touched. So he saw the trap basically go off in front of him.
Oh.
As soon as you were
Cool.
trying to look for stuff, you were like, oh gosh, and saw your friend get stuck on a pressure plate trap.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
And I try to dash and see if I can cross the remaining 100 feet from the side of the bridge.
Sure.
Because I can cross 50 feet per movement, so...
And you
full
can go
100 feet
vertically?
like that.
Yeah. With these, you're able to run onto the side of the bridge. You run across at what looks to be magical to the eyes of many of your friends at a complete perpendicular angle to the stone. With your monk swiftness, you're able to run all the way up to the entrance. And as you get to the very doors of the keep, you are unimpeded by any traps.
I'm just gonna look around. Is there any, levers, switches next to the gate that might
Make an investigation check.
disable a trap or something?
Wama, who is doing this? Could I make a splint with cloth or whatever from my arm?
Absolutely, and I think you're able to just do that naturally, given your background, and you make a makeshift splint with some of your artifice tools without actually having to expend those tools. It's just a temporary right now while in the field.
Could I maybe
Abel
do the
would
same
also
for
ask
Abel?
first.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
say Abel would also ask first.
I was like,
Sure.
Abel's also missing.
My arm hurts.
That does not make it functional,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But it's better than just...
wobbling around.
It's just hanging there, yeah.
it's like, oh, my arm don't feel so
13
good.
investigation.
As you search around, you find it difficult to see if there's any actual trigger. Nothing grabbed your eyes. There's no glint or glimmer. And as you look toward the tiles from this angle, I would say some of the stones do look different at the very least than the others when you were coming down naturally. I'd say that's as much as you're able to glean with your investigation.
Okay. I can't, I'll kind of call out. I can't see anything that might stop the traps from this side, but I can try to direct you. I think I am starting to get an idea of where some might be. I can try to make it a little easier for you guys.
About to play a deadly game of hopscotch.
All right. I mean, if no one else is gonna do it, I'll try.
Who looks like they're gonna be the least successful at trying to navigate this region?
Probably me with
Make
a
an
broken
insight
arm.
check.
I don't know. It's
That's
probably
27.
that's a number.
That is a number.
That is
It
certainly
depends
the number.
on their stats, to be honest with you, because for them to navigate this properly, they need to work with you. So I am going to say, there's probably got to be a coordination between a wisdom and charisma checks between the two. You have to be clear, concise, and persuasive enough to describe the correct route to take, and they have to be wise enough to take the correct route, potentially a survival check there, to follow your words when their eyes don't match what they hear. This is almost like a blind trust sort of thing.
I'll call out to Lucius. Lucius, get a little bit closer.
I'll get a little closer.
Like 10 feet.
10 feet. Can I do 10 feet without entering the area of the pressure plates?
Give me a survival check.
Here we go.
And
This is the guy who dumped wisdom and charisma, ladies and gentlemen. 14.
you're able to go 10 feet, 90 feet to go.
Oh, thank God.
I'm gonna hold up the coin Lucius gave me, and I'm gonna say the command word to activate it and cast Vortex Warp on Lucius, which allows me to teleport him within visual of 90 feet of me wherever I'd like, as long as he chooses to fail the save.
Yeah.
So I teleport him like right behind me.
There you are.
Thank God I gave you that coin. Jeez.
Yes. All right, the rest of you. I'll try to help you out.
Oh, you mean we don't get the teleport thing?
I'm gonna save it for more dangerous times.
Yeah. Can I
Fine,
also,
but if I blow up, I'm blaming you.
when I get up there,
Alright.
can I also make an investigation check on just like the gate in the wall and all the
Sure.
whatever's there?
Sure.
Is it at disadvantage or no?
It's not a disadvantage, but it's already been checked once, so the DC has raised.
Oh, okay. 11. I'm not rolling well today.
You do not find anything new that Mahua has not already picked up on, and there's even some of the tiles that you miss out on with that investigation that Mahua's must have better eyesight, or maybe just has quite the knack for the laying of stones.
Some of the rocks aren't even like different. Mahua's just schizophrenic. He's like, yeah, that one. He's just tired. He's just lucky. He's just like, yeah, that one's trapped, and he has
That
no
one
reason to
sucks.
believe it. I don't trust that rock.
We do our best.
Yeah. All right. Killian's gonna make the attempt. We're gonna see if we can do it.
I'm gonna try to
Trust
direct him.
Trust in Mahua.
Okay, so I'll give you an advantage on your survival check to Killian for the first 50 feet.
We're gonna use this die. Here we go. Okay, not bad. Same thing again. All right. My survival is +1, 17.
You're able to traverse the first 50 feet without issue, but it begins to get more difficult as you go. You can tell the way they're staggered, there's now more jumping that needs to be done and skipping 3 to 4 at a time. It is not a normal stride to walk through this path to not trigger the pressure plates. What is Abel doing?
All right. That's a good question, isn't it?
What is Far doing?
Bullshit.
As always, the far
Good
classic bullshit.
Okay.
Good times here.
So I think Far would like to, probably stay with Abel, knowing he's not very seeing his stuff.
Mhm.
So he's gonna stay just behind Abel, and he wants to prepare to cast Dispel Magic if he sees him hit a pressure plate
Sure.
right at the floor. I don't know if it'll do it, but that's the best he can do to try to help Abel.
Okay.
Range. I also have Dispel Magic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I guess Abel will also attempt to.
Yes, with a normal survival check.
Yes. Okay. Survival's not great. 13.
13. Within the first 50 feet, I'd say Abel is able to traverse, not well, multiple times. Yeah, he stops short with Far bumping right into his back, into the little bits of metal and plate armor. He gets a little bit of a kissing from it, but as you guys traverse, the three of you are able to convene right in the middle. You are 50 feet away from the front of the keep.
And Far rolled a 19 survival just to stay behind him. So.
Sounds good.
If I rolled a natural 1 or something, then
Yeah, but even so, your wild shape very much negates.
I'm
a lot
not
of
wild
this for
shaped
you.
right now though.
Okay,
Because I can't prepare a spell and cast it immediately, basically,
gotcha.
if I am.
Makes sense. Good. I'm glad that's a thing. Okay.
I don't know if it is, but it's an action to unwild shape or so.
Yeah. So for the next 50 feet, Muhua, who are you giving advantage to? You may only give it to one person at a time.
Let's give it to Abel.
Okay. I need Killian, Abel, and Far to make survival checks.
First one's gonna be for Killian. Natural 20.
Nice.
Pretty sick. Okay, you said Abel has advantage on his roll?
He does now.
Oh. Very helpful. First one was a 4. Okay, 17 for Abel.
17.
22 for Far.
You guys are able to make it through thanks to the coordination of your group, high rolls, timely fashions, and good uses of your resources. You guys are able to turn what could have been quite a problem, quite a devastation to your group, into a victory as you guys are able to approach the doors. All of you now stand outside the keep where large glass and steel doors with blue glows, with beautiful ornate metalworks on the front of different designs and symbols, represent the front doors to get in. Do you guys attempt to open those doors?
Should we check for traps first?
Probably not a bad idea. Do you think we should just knock?
Hello.
Hello, anybody home?
Hey, we made it through all your traps. Can you let us in?
This is our castle now. Please leave.
All right,
Government said you
Lucius,
could have it.
are there any check for some traps?
I'll do my best.
I gotta say, it sucks having a broken arm.
How's a 17 this time?
Fine. You find that the door has no traps on it. It is locked, though. The door is locked. Go figure.
I have these tools. I could try to open it.
Sure. You can try to open this door. I'd be curious to see how that goes.
What do you
You
mean
have
by
one
that, Reed?
arm.
Oh, right. Can I give... I guess these tools is like a proficiency, so I couldn't necessarily just hand them to somebody else, right?
You could. They just can't use proficiency with
Yeah.
them.
Oh, okay.
It's just
So-
a skill check.
I guess I'll probably pull them out and just hold them up for anybody's sake.
Who
What
wants
are you
to
doing
give
with that?
Who wants to give it a try?
It would be like an intelligence or something, right? Or
It
is
would be
that-
either
Sleight of
dexterity
hand.
or intelligence, depending on what Reed says.
Fair. Good thing Abel's
Most likely.
hand is broken, because both of those would be pretty shit.
Yeah, Abel
Um,
takes them and opens them with one hand.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
All right,
these eyes
I'll
should
give it a
make-
try. I'll give it a try.
Yeah. I mean, I would
Go ahead and make a dex check
Okay.
as you begin messing with the locks.
Ooh, I rolled well. 21.
You're able to unlock the door, simple enough. With a 20, you just get over the threshold of what you need. But as the door begins to open, it stops immediately because there is 2 sets of metal bars like you would see wood planks that would be locked into place behind a large door like this to prevent a battlement from busting their way through. So you have unlocked the first lock of this door, but the other 2 are 2 metal versions of a lock
so
on the opposite
poking
side.
our head, like looking through, like I would assume there's like a slit, a little
Very
bit.
small, though. The door opens a little, but it's not enough for you to put a head through. Even a
But
hand
can you-
might be a tight squeeze, as this would be purposely designed so someone couldn't
yeah.
just easily go through and push these out. And they're also heavy, extremely heavy.
Just like with like maybe a slight visual check, does it seem like there's anyone in this room? Like if we can see, like not trying to put our hand in, just like looking through the crack we've made. Does it seem
It
like
does
there's
not
anyone in there?
appear that there's anybody in this room. It appears to be the long foyer that goes into a grander hall. There are rugs laid out of the colors for Steam Tide. Many blues and coppers adorn the walls. Flags and pennants from the ceilings, most of which have been ripped and torn from the previous fights before. But many of the artwork still sits on the walls. Some of the statues here still stand. Many of the armors that were put on display have been used, knocked over, or even their weapons taken in desperate attempts to defend themselves from this siege. But there does not appear to be any shambling monsters about.
Killian wants to summon his echo in that room because as long as he's visual, you can put it in there.
Okay. As you summon the echo, I need the echo to give me a dex saving throw.
I assumed, but I should have waited. But it's so well. It's not a dex save. I do have advantage on these. Because the echo gets my stats. So that's gonna be a 23.
The echo is able to dodge out as he forms in front of what looks to be a normal area. The rug falls in, and a classic pit of spikes beneath has been laid for anybody that would be running up uncautiously through the area. Planks all around are now exposed on the ground.
Oh. So is there still like anywhere in front of the door where like if someone was in there you could stand to move those bars? Or
Oh,
is it
certainly.
just-
He I would say he was up 5 feet from the actual door itself. The door does not have a spike pit beneath it.
Okay.
Or
so he's
near
gonna
it.
move the echo back like a few feet from the spike pick
Mm-hmm.
and swap places with it.
You do.
And he's just looking that way. There's a spike pit over here, by the way. So
Oh,
don't fall in it. He's gonna see
Great
if we can get
advice.
some metal bars off the door from this side.
Give
Not
me
as easy
strength
as-
checks, as these are extremely heavy. Think about the idea that these are like basically made of lead, and they're the length of 25 feet long and probably 8 feet wide.
19 on the first one,
Okay.
and a 22 on the second one.
I'd say over 20. You're able to get enough leverage. You put your feet on the bottom one, and you use your shoulders to lift the top one, and that's enough to just get it up, and then you push it off, and this incredible weight comes down off the door, giving even more room now, a little more wiggle room as the doors go in even further. But there is still one of these large lead-lined boards still keeping the door from being fully opened. I can't believe I can't remember the name. What's the name of that when you put a giant wooden bar behind a door to secure it?
Yeah,
I know
from
exactly what you're talking about.
sieges?
But kind of
yeah, it's
There's
pissing me off
there's
that I
gotta
don't
be
know
a
it
term.
too.
There has to be a term for that.
I think it's
There's
just
barricade.
barricade.
A
Like,
barricade?
Is it just a barricade?
No, I want to say it has something specific for it. It's not just a barricade, but it might be. I don't know.
Yeah, because the portcullis is the metal gates that come down, and then you have the actual doors, and then behind it, like Lord of the Rings, when they put those behind, when the giant boar rammer comes up, or wolf rammer. It feels like there should be a term for that, but I don't have anything off the top of my head, so I'll continue to describe it the way I am.
I mean, we're all
Killing
thinking
will
the same
take
thing.
like try to just take 10 or so to try to get this other bar off.
I would say the more you try, the more exhausted you get. With a single strength go, I don't know if I really believe on your own at this point you can get the last one. It's one of those lifts you are able to do thanks to leverage, and now it's just you need more help than just you alone to move this thing. You can't even move the one that's on the ground around. It's one of those things when you try to be like kick something over and be like, let me move this out of the way, and it doesn't move an inch, and you're like, oh god, I could have broke my foot if I kicked that. My gosh, that's very much what these feel like.
Okay, I got the first one off. These are a lot heavier than I thought. You guys got any ideas? Just gonna take a minute to catch my breath.
Bar, do you want to try to get in there and help him?
Yeah. I didn't want to use wild shape for everything, so if I was, wild shape and walk in there to help.
Okay.
Yeah.
He doesn't have much strength, so
I know.
Yeah, that's fine.
I know.
I mean, worst case, does Abel have a Misty Step?
He does. That's a spell slot.
I don't
to
think
get
he
through.
does.
That's true.
Oh, it is a spell slot, and he used it getting into
Yes.
the building, so...
Yeah, so
But
he's
he
already
does have a
one down.
broken arm too, so
Yes. So again, wouldn't help regardless.
I mean, you could
Yeah.
have disadvantage on his strength check.
I mean, he's probably got more strength in one arm than Lucius does in two. So
Yes, this is true. This is very true. I mean, I could teleport in there if you guys want, but
your
Let's say
Abel
we-
voice is
around it.
surprisingly good.
Let's-
It's spot on, dude.
It's just do a country accent. Hi, I'm
You've
Abel
been
Seahart, and I have a
practicing in the
country-
mirror, haven't you?
I'm Abel Seahart, and I have a country accent, despite neither of my family having it. That's kind of odd.
Yep. He's a
We don't worry
weirdo.
about where that came from.
His uncle or something. A weird uncle.
Who knows?
Weird
It's
Southern
been
uncle.
Southern uncle. Yeah, I mean, able to teleport in if no one else. I mean,
Okay.
I mean, we could try it with
Yeah,
Far
yeah.
and...
give it a
Yeah.
give it a try.
Yeah,
first.
With
Yeah, don't
Alright.
count far out.
With the 3, I will give you guys a success. Even though he is 1-armed, and then Farr is 2-armed, and you're able, the 3 of you together is absolutely going to hinder a success in some amount of time, though still winded and difficult for Abel using only 1 arm. You guys are able to move this back onto the ground, and there is quite a surprise between both Abel and Farr at Killian's ability to move the first one at all. It was quite a feat of strength.
I can't tick his spell slot, so I just have to keep track of that in my head.
You could write them down.
That's true.
Write them down.
Scratch that. Here we come.
No, I like the head. Just
Nope.
give me,
Yeah.
No.
You know, I think he has all of his second levels, you know?
Yeah, I've done that before, and then some halfway through a fight, you're like, how many 8th level spells does this boss have, Reed? I'm like, many as it needs, apparently. Many as it needs.
Let's go.
Because I kept forgetting. Oh, upcast this, upcast that. Have I run out yet? They're only supposed to have 2. Well, that's a surprise.
Well, that's shocking.
14 8th level spells in, and now we learn. The doors are open, and the group is together. And from the 10 feet in, the next 10 feet is the spike pick that is 10 feet by 10 feet. And then that leads up to what would be a ramp. And then onto the sides of each ramp are little areas that would be about like half a story higher, so about 5 feet off the ground, with railings that would look on to guests, maybe if this was a gathering area for a ball someday, or greeting with politicals from Soromir. You would be able to see throughout and greet others as you wait to go into the main reception room. What does your group do as you continue?
Sailor boy, help me tie this knot here, and I'm gonna pull out a rope and try to attach it to the door where the bars were resting.
Sure.
And then
I'll say you guys can just lock the door unless you're trying to go crazy with it. Just a normal rope. Sure.
I wasn't trying to lock it, I was
Oh.
just trying to attach it to an anchor of some sort.
Oh, sure. I misunderstood. Yeah.
And then I'm gonna take the other half of the rope and I'm just gonna jump over the pit.
Okay. As you jump over the pit and land, you immediately trigger a plate, and from the ceiling, boulders drop down, and I need everybody to give me dex saving throws.
Oh, some Indiana Jones shit.
He's cool.
It's
Alright,
very cool.
Oh, and everyone gets a +5 from Abel. Forgot about
Except
that.
me.
Except you. So
Uh,
that's a 27 from Killian.
Save.
21 from Lucius.
Save.
11.
Save.
12.
Save.
Abel has a 23.
Save. Everyone succeeds and dodges out of the way of the boulders, and there's even a little Abel just like, ha, that wasn't so bad. And you notice, though, the boulders hit the planks on the floor, causing all of you guys that are on such planks to get launched up into the air. And as your group gets thrown up into the air, any of you that touches the ceiling notice that we're behind where all those boulders were is a layer of fungus, and as you hit it, a gas will pour out, hitting all of you.
Oh, God.
But who gets flung into the ceiling?
Well, everybody gets flung into the ceiling because everyone succeeded. It was actually one of those fun ones where you would take some damage because you triggered the trap from the boulders, or you would get a status effect from the fungus. Unless you figured out the trap. But with that said, I do have the obligatory, do you just wild shape in the middle of air and defeat the fun of ever doing a delve, because you can always instantaneously transform into a flying creature in defeating the purpose of most D&D.
I feel like, yeah, like if he wasn't prepared for it, no.
Okay.
Like,
I always want to give you that option potentially, because I feel like that just might instinctually be a reaction of a druid just to try and wild shape something into flying when they start being
I see it on the way down, but
Yeah.
like on the way up, no. Like, so.
Cool. Look at you being a good person. Okay. So, the brown mold releases spores that burst out in a cloud that fills a 15-foot cube centered around every connection that you guys make. So the entire ceiling erupts in this brown cloud. Make a Constitution saving throw.
You still get that +5 from Abel, or?
I would assume if you're close to him, yeah.
Sure, everybody's close enough except for, again, Mahua.
Okay. 22 from Killian.
Okay.
7.
Okay.
17.
29.
And a 24 from Abel.
Okay. Everybody but Mahua saves, so you only take half of 36 points of necrotic damage. And everybody's maximum HP is reduced permanently by the damage you took until your next long rest.
You said 36 halved?
36
So
would be halved if you save, so 36 for everybody else but Mahua, who is going to have a 36-point reduction to their HP.
I'm sorry.
Still attached
I
to the
know-
rope, mind you.
Sorry, so then, heal,
But the
and then-
trap has been triggered. And you need a pad and paper to keep track of Abel's health.
Yeah, I'm doing that. I have a notepad pulled up. I'm just scribbling. on.
Terrific.
I hate fungus.
I did not like that.
That sucked. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think the rest of this room is trapped.
You think?
No shit, bud. So that's...
We're just like hitting every trap, and the music is kind of like lush, like brain like plucky.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
Yeah, it's good music. It's just funny, the dichotomy of it.
There we go.
We'll get a little more suspense and infiltration as things are going on now.
He's watching us. I
I had a
guess.
feeling he
No,
was
I-
listening.
I'm pretty sure it's because I did tell him you've broken an arm, but you've gotten 3 HP out of it. And he was like, what does that even mean? I'm like, I can't tell you, but I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah.
Okay. I have Abel's stuff still tracked, so we're good. Uh-oh.
By music.
Gone.
A little more suspense as you guys are finding that this is not quite the friendly welcoming. It's difficult to know which traps were laid for what, if these were reset traps from the initial invasion or brand new ones put in place by the new residents. Nonetheless, it's clear that they want to defend this new abode by any means necessary.
So, my whole plan was to anchor the rope so it was easier to cross the gap for the rest of the group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Which they can now.
yeah,
How big is this room?
It's a long foyer.
10,
That's what I
20,
assumed.
30, plus 60. 90 feet long.
All right. When we land,
Yes.
Farah's going to cast Find Traps.
Okay. You'll notice at the very end of the hallway, above the door that leads into the main hall, there appears to be some sort of. Read me find traps, just so I know what to describe.
You sense the presence of any trap within its range, the line of sight. A trap for the purpose of the spell would include anything that inflicts a sudden or unexpected effect that would cause you harmful or undesirable, which was specifically intended as such by its creator. Thus, a spell would affect an area by an alarm spell, glyph of warding, mechanical pit trap, but what would not reveal a nature or weakness in the floor, unstable ceiling, or hidden sinkhole. A spell merely reveals that a trap is present. You do not learn the location of each trap, but you do learn the general nature of the danger posed by the trap you sense.
You notice in front of you, some ways, you get the sense that there is some sort of alert-bearing trap, and another one even further down that means you harm, that could hurt in a physical sense. I would say that if it doesn't tell you where they are and how they work, you just get a sense moving forward there are at least 2 more traps within the room.
And they're okay. Yep. So, Fire will relay that information to everybody and let Mahua know, since he's farthest in the room, that
Yes.
There's something behind you that will alert somebody. So don't move too far.
Mahua holds the rope as each of you climb over with the rope. I'll actually have to say, what are we gonna do for the 2 broken-armed individuals? I don't think it's as simple as they can climb the rope with a singular arm. Are we going to balance tightrope walking across? Is that the idea?
Absolutely will not.
That's gonna be that's a dex check and a half. Jeez.
I will say for Lucius, it's probably not too big of a deal for Mahua to pass the rope off to Killian and then run across and like piggyback him across.
Yeah, totally. That's a great solution to that.
Mahua's looking out
because
for me.
Mahua, with your monk skills, it's easy. I mean, this is like walking down the side of the street for normal folks. As you piggyback him off, you drop him off and look to Abel, who is quite the amount heavier, and a check would be required, so you both don't go
plate armor.
falling.
Yeah.
Full plate armor, shield, all the 9 yards.
Just ditch the plate armor. Problem solved.
No, I like it. It's helpful.
How about, all right, so everybody get ready. How about you tie yourself to the end of the rope,
I was thinking
your
that's
end,
full heavy.
and then you just run and get as far as you can, and we'll pull you the rest of the way.
Okay.
We can try to pull.
So
I
you
could
guys, Abel unties from the door and then reties it around his waist. A lot of you
This is
grip
really
the
hard
rope.
with one arm.
I need all of you to give me... No, I don't care about your strength checks. Just give me Abel's... this is going to be a run and a jump. A long jump would probably be athletics. Would it be acrobatics?
I think it.
Would
This might
argue
be
that
this might be
it's
Sure, it's
acrobatics
athletics.
this
I think
time.
it's athletics because athletics specifically is when you try to jump an unusually long distance.
yeah. Acrobatics is more of like balancing on a sheet of ice or
Yeah, like positioning
or
versus
trying to
distance.
manage on like a sheer cliff.
No, that's
It's
apparently athletics.
Acrobatics is about a character's reflex, their ability to move and be I don't know what the hell that word means.
How wide is this pit trap?
It is I said 10 by 10 by 10 by 10 is the square, so it's only 10 feet across. So technically, there's probably a base stat that says if your strength's a certain modifier, you can jump over it. So, but
That is true.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could long jump it.
A long jump is you can jump up
And
to your
fl-
strength score as long as you have 10 feet to sprint.
sure, but he's also in full plate armor. So I would
I
struggle.
mean, but then if you like half it because he's in full plate, that puts him at 9 feet on that distance. That's just another foot we would have to worry about for us.
That's
On
good
our
enough
end.
for a roll for me. Acrobatic,
Which I think would then still tie it to athletics because it's jumping
Athletics,
a
on the
long
other hand, is
distance.
the power you have
And
within
then
your muscles. And
Ava
body
rolls a
fluid.
1, falls into a pit, and dies.
Just put
Sorry,
an able through
Nick.
the ringer. Yeah, put an able through the ringer while Nick's gone.
Nick gets the DM. Work on your backup character, buddy.
Yeah, we get that. Remember Xander Alexander? Get him ready, bud.
No,
It's time.
please.
I will be right back.
How dare you? I still have time to do the checklist Nick has sent me. It's a very concerning checklist, but I believe I can do it.
I'm just reading more about athletics and acrobatics because I don't think I've been able to do an acrobatics check in the past 3 years, as long as Hunter's been in my games. So I'm rereading these.
Every single check. No, that's athletics.
Yeah.
It's all athletics. I was looking at my own stats for a second there, and I was like, yeah, this should be fine for Abel. And I realized, but wait, that one's tied to Dex. How is his Dex so good? And it's like, oh, it's because I'm looking at the wrong sheet. That would be why. And it would explain a lot. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure like the monk thing is you get just double your long jump distance, which is one of their weird small things that they get. It's kind of neat, but
Yeah.
For example, a character that is strong means that they can easily climb and pull their body up a steep wall. They could even swim through a raging storm, but they will struggle while trying to maintain their balance while precariously perched on a rope bridge over a raging river.
So I guess if they tried to tightrope across, it would be acrobatics.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just going to read a little more here while we have the time.
it's also kind of ironic reading the acrobatics description because it's like balancing on a tightrope or staying upright on a rocking ship's desk when that's his whole thing is is being shit man.
Okay, yeah.
He's shit at standing up on one.
Okay.
There also is that thing where, like, sometimes you can just, like, muscle your way through things instead of finessing your way through things.
Yeah.
So, like, he could be a ship person, just grab onto a railing and not move.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. He could do that.
Yeah.
The only really time I'd argue you need finesse on the ship is when it's going down, and then you're like, ah.
Yeah.
Your
Uh-oh.
strength athletics checks covers difficult situations. Your athletics checks covers difficult situations you encounter while climbing, jumping, or swimming. So that would be strength. Your dexterity acrobatics check covers your attempts to stay on your feet in a tricky situation, such as when you're trying to run across a sheet of ice, balance on a tightrope, or stay upright on a rocking ship's deck. The GM might call for a dexterity acrobatics check to see if you can perform acrobatic stunts, including dives, rolls, somersaults, and flips. All right. Now, interestingly enough, can I roll acrobatics to jump over the pit to climb the wall?
I would
Those are
argue
both.
you could call it an acrobatics if you're saying like he's just barely making it to the edge, but you have to figure out does he stay on one side or fall backwards.
It's going to be athletics. I'm totally through on athletics. I'm just clarifying now more furthermore for further rolls because I just realized once again, I don't feel like I've had an acrobatics check in about 3 years since you've been in my games. So I want to figure out what acrobatics means again. It's one of the times I've said it so many times, it doesn't make any sense.
I love it when words do that.
The rule of thumb, athletics is when you're going up and acrobatics is when you're coming down. It takes strength to jump, climb successfully, and dexterity is to land balance successfully. Okay, that's pretty good. I like that rule of thumb too. So he's able to jump, then I think it would be... Oh, that makes perfect sense. If he could grab the ledge, would it be a dexterity acrobatics? It would not be an athletics if he could have the sleight of hand or the wherewithal to grab the ledge. That doesn't sound like an athletics check. It's an acrobatics. Because he just makes the 9 feet. There is no roll. He
Yeah,
just,
so I guess it would be if he falls forward or backwards when he makes that 9 feet or 10 feet. Like,
there we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Cool.
so
All
the
right.
athletics would be guaranteed, but the
Yes.
acrobatics is not.
So, let's do an acrobatics check with the
All
entirety of the group is pulling at the rope, and I'm sure somebody's there waiting to catch him in case he falls.
All right. So
Ideally
is it
not
just
me.
straight roll you want for this?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. Natural 20 for a -2, 18.
So Abel runs, his heavy armor weighing him down. He's just able to clip the ledge. He's jumps the 10 feet in full plate armor, an incredible feat of strength, and begins teetering a bit. But as everybody goes to aid him on this side, and you guys are like trying to pull him back over, he just lets himself fall forward and lands on his good arm and gives a big thumbs up and a smile, knowing that he made the jump to safety. Smart move to fall forward on his part. You guys have now crossed the pit.
Alright.
All right. We gotta keep an eye out for whatever trap you said you sensed.
As every trap we've seen, they've all been mechanically triggered, right? They like the ones so far have all been pressure plates. Far wants to look for, knowing an alert or something. He wants to slowly kind of, look for tripwires, look for stones that seem out of shape, like out of place.
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Yep. 26. Rolling rocks.
As you begin searching around, you immediately notice the tripwire that is right at the base of the ramp to the second floor, that 5-foot lip. And it goes all the way around the banisters here. And with a 26, you also notice this is a magical tripwire at this point. This is something that you'd be familiar with and that you've seen cast before, the alarm spell. And it is set across each of the sides at the base of the floor, though. If one was to just step over it, they would probably be fine.
Yeah, so Far will point out kind of where it is, and then he'll put, if he thinks it's fine to just step over it, he'll kind of step over it and kind of straddle it to mark where the height is, mark where it is.
Mm-hmm.
That way everybody else can kind of come up and just like kind of follow his leg line and like do 1 foot, try to assist if people can't see it. Or
as you step over, you notice a secondary set of tripwires. These are but a few inches further in front in case somebody was just trying to just jump over the initial ones. You find yourself with your 26 between the two in safe and now aware of all the tripwires.
so
Again, easy enough to guide everybody. No rolls are necessary.
Okay.
The 26 is the success. Your group is able to carefully tiptoe everybody or lift one or the other over the tripwires, and now you are but 30 feet from the door into the main hall.
Man, putting 2 back to back, that's awful.
Good
That
idea.
makes too much sense.
and then just continuing forward, he's again gonna keep the same thing he was just doing, slowly working his way forward, looking for anything out of place. He knows that there was 2, but I don't know if like those 2 were the same thing or if they were 2 different ones. So
Yeah,
He
make
doesn't
an
wanna take the
investigation check. As far
Yeah, that'll do
continues
it.
leading the pack.
I won't. 8.
Um,
Damn.
No, that's a natural 1. Just
As you guys continue down, you find that there are no more traps, and you feel confident that those must have been the 2 traps that were in your mind when you were able to cast the spell.
Far is gonna look at the group and do we want to move on, or do we want to take a short rest to try to recoup from everything that just happened?
I mean, do we want to do one in here? Because if they are still mopping up outside, they might come through here.
We got a lot of traps to deal with.
That's true.
That's true.
I'm okay either which
Do
way.
they not have? They might have a way to disable them. And if you're keeping track of it, I would assume if you're trying to keep the place safe, you know how to get through your own traps. But I mean, I don't know. If you guys want to, sure.
I mean, this was also barred from the inside too, so they might not think to come this way.
That's
But
true.
It's a fair statement.
Alright. You guys need to. I don't care.
I don't know if just taking a quick rest is gonna help me a whole lot, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat, but I mean, if you guys need it, I was pointing at
Yeah.
the guys with the broken arms and bar.
Sure.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how everyone's doing. I was gonna spend hit dice, but like above table, spend hit dice to heal. I can get back a spell slot or two, and wild shape and stuff. So just mechanically,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, that's fair.
What would you guys like to do?
If nobody else is down and wants to do hit dice, then we can just move forward. I'm good with that.
I'm good with whatever. It's,
The biggest thing is I can't use my hit dice for anything right now because all the damage I have down is.
Also lowers your max.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. I mean, I could use hit die, but I have no other things that would get me. So I'm just, if you guys need it, I would. So, I mean,
think we
martial
should
man
keep
who has
going.
used martial stuff is good.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do it for the spell slots alone, it probably is worth it. But
Let's continue, and then
Let's
we'll see at the.
We don't know what the rest of the castle is doing. We might not want to give them an hour to do anything.
Yeah.
that's fair.
Okay, so you guys press on, going into the main hall.
Yep.
Okay. As you guys go and push through the door, right above the door, the stones turn, and an entire vat of boiling acid just falls onto the group. I need
Somebody's
everybody to give me
feeling-
con saving throws.
Only if someone recently got acid resistance.
Yeah, wouldn't that be sick? 22 for
That'd be
killing.
very cool.
+5 from Abel. Yes.
Yes, everyone would be within.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so 27 from Killian.
13.
23 from Lucius.
17.
So 26 from Abel.
I think just Mahua fails again. What's going on?
Please.
The bully show. After expertly solving multiple traps in a row, Mahua is being singled out.
That's just this week is Fuck Hunter week.
Damn.
I mean, I'm not even going out of my way to do it.
Some things right themselves.
So this is going to be another additional 36 points of acid damage, half as much on a save.
Does it also lower our?
No, not this one.
Okay.
Alright,
That's
so
gonna
I take half because of my
be-
resistance.
Yes.
So
but as you-
everybody just takes half.
As you guys open the door, you see an orc standing at what looks to be what appears to be a adamantite sister cannon, and he goes fire. And as it goes at you guys, I need everybody to give me con saving throws as well.
Did you say fire?
Again.
Did you say fire?
Fire. He was saying fire.
I heard fire. I'm like, he knows fire. He's that good.
No.
His name is known in the minds of his enemies.
Lord Forel, my arch
27 from
enemy.
Killian.
Finally.
How much is it? What save is it?
This is a
Con.
con save because as it explodes out, you guys are waiting for like shrapnel or a magical cannon, but instead are met with more of that mold. The brown mold comes forward and just into your
that's
entire
great.
group.
Natural 20 for a 32.
Save.
Natural 20 for a 27.
Save.
What the?
Just
Natural
just
20 for a 22.
Save.
that's just a normal 27 from Killian and the 23 from Abel.
Everybody
Wait.
saves. That will be 30 points of necrotic damage, half as much on a save, and that will permanently reduce your HP until your next long rest.
It's looking rough out here, gentlemen.
So tired of
Yeah.
reduced max HP.
Can we take that rest now?
Damn. Okay, so it was 15, you said?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And as you guys recover from the coughing, the orc is no longer there. He has escaped
gone.
somewhere into the main hall. You guys have now advanced into the main hall.
I'm gonna go ahead and put a second level cure wounds in myself, if that's all right.
You can do whatever you want. It's your magic.
Yeah, it's your call, bud.
Everybody in a
Don't tell
pissy
you,
mood after being necrotically burned from the outside in. Here's broken arm, owl
Oh,
boy
that's a fucking
Lucius.
1. I rolled a 1 and a 2. I hate myself.
When it rains, it
God.
pours today. As
Where-
Lucius is just like, okay, guys, geez. And then distracted by everybody's snappiness, piss poor healing job on himself. He's just like, fuck, under his breath.
Very supportive.
Yeah. Far's going to use his boon to heal half of his max, which is now much lower than it was before.
Yeah.
That's-
Inside this area, you can see off in the distance of the hallway, about 50 feet down, there seems to be doorways that have been fallen in on themselves, toppled in, going left and right, that would lead to potential other places inside the keep, Steam Vent's main keep. Further down the hallway is yet another door that must go to the throne room. Here is a plethora of piping and tubes and vials of all different sorts of colors. It seems the main entrance there is quite the display, though many of it is shattered or cracked from the fighting that occurred, but showed in previous times how all the water and magical items and substances were transferred all throughout the lands of Stevens here and throughout the city. Now broken and shattered, many of it needs to be repaired to get back onto its feet and be returned to its former glory. Inside this main hallway as well, you find many tables and chairs where people would sit and gather to be broken and battered and shattered in. The cannon that was left behind appears to not have any actual functionality besides pushing out whatever was inside. It is propped up by just some stones as it was waiting for anybody to come through. Your group probably surmises they were tipped off when the boulders were released from the ceiling and the vicious coughing fit that followed. Though it seems that there might have been more prepared. Maybe only those that were on the other side were then alerted to what was going on, and the alarm would have triggered far more people to be on the opposite side of this door. So there is quite a relief that the party was not ready or ambushed by quite a larger force. With that in mind, you cautiously make your way forward into Steam Tides in the main hall.
There's no way the throne room isn't trapped, right? Like, there's no way it's
Either
not
it's
trapped.
trapped or there's 80 billion things waiting to get in there.
How long before when we got hit to when we looked up and saw the orc was gone? Was it quick? Was it a bit?
I'll give you
You know,
30
is there-
seconds, a coughing fit. Something that does 15 points of necrotic damage to you guys, it's probably going to take some time. Not a long, long time, but, you know, you got hit with the cloud of poisonous spores.
Interesting. What, you want to sprint after him?
I was just trying to see like where he would have gone because there's multiple doors leaving this room. So like, if there's one far down a hallway and it was 5 seconds, you know, we can surmise he didn't get there in time. So, but
What are the immediate doors like next? Is there any immediate doors next to where the cannon's set up currently?
No. The cannon was only pointing toward the foyer entrance at this point. And as you look back, you can see the crests of the family that once called Steamtime their home still adorned on those walls, and bloodstains still on the back of the I guess the back wall or the front entrance wall of the main hall here. Clearly fighting. It's much dried after some time now, but guards were pinned in their corners and long lost and cleaned up at this point.
I mean, do we want to check out the throne room? I kind of.
If I can sit on the throne.
No, you've already done that. You don't get another throne.
Wait. Oh, did I sit on Harkin's throne?
You did. You absolutely did.
We probably all did.
I don't think so, because within 5 minutes, some people showed up and said, "Hey, dipshits, you disappeared 80 million people." We were like,
Oh, that wasn't that big of a deal. We had at least 10. We had at least 10 minutes.
Whatever. Okay, so throne room, other doors, and then 2 more that leads to like different areas, seemingly.
I mean, there's just
always...
the 2 that look collapsed in, the door to the throne room and the door back to the foyer. There's 4 right now.
The ones that are collapsed in, though, like, can we go through them, or
You want to take a look at them? You guys want to go in further? You guys haven't indicated whether or not you've gone further yet.
I'm trying to understand what collapse means.
Exactly.
Like, do we keep going into the possibly trapped room?
I'm gonna check the current area ahead for traps.
Sure thing.
Let's hopefully not roll like a fucking 7 again. Oh, 17 for
17.
For something for 22. Do I get +5 for able on this? Or no?
Oh,
That's for saving throws.
That's insane. That's what I thought. I was just checking. So 22.
You're easily able to surmise all the holes lining the walls were probably not there before, and this is your classic Pujami spear traps line the walls here. If you were to sprint directly after that orc that ran away, your group would have potentially been impaled by many of these spears that would have came through this area.
Well, I'm gonna point that out to the group so they don't run after the orc and get speared.
Very good.
All right.
That would
Is there
be
any
bad.
point where like the spears aren't to where like do we have to maybe go over them or something, like over where the area is? Like
They appear to be staggered throughout the walls. You could try and do some really cool Ocean's 11 type of dancing and dodging if you really wanted to for the laser dance. But that would be extremely difficult and very acrobatic. With the spacing of this, it does look, if you get to the next 30 feet, if you could just teleport the next 30 feet, you could skip the entirety of all this. It's not like consistent all the way around. It's some go as low as a few centimeters off the floor, but then there might be a 2-foot gap. It's not uniform in the distribution of these holes. It's purposely in a way to try and cut up intruders.
you guys want me to scout ahead with the echo and just see if how it goes?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'll summon it at the end of that 30 feet.
Yes. The Echo now appears in front of the door, and as he does, you notice that there is almost a shadow itself, like you might think of it as a one-way mirror effect, that you appear on maybe even the side of an illusionary effect. As you now see above the door to the throne room, there is what looks to be this beautiful metallic emblem and 3 pipes going into it. Each of those pipes, you can see a color going into it, a blue, a green, and red. And each of those seem to be going off to different sections of the castle. It seems to be a contraption that guards any from crossing into the throne room without the proper clearances or wards.
Okay. The Echo wants to see if it can investigate beyond the spikes not the spikes, the spear trap. Just see if there's any other traps in here. Or the rest of the room is fine. Just if you make
There's
it
no more
across.
traps at this point. It's been enough for
Okay.
all of you.
Cool. Killing will swap place with the Echo, where he's now on the other side.
Yes. Now on the other side, you also can see that those collapsed rooms don't make sense. They need further investigation to make sense of whatever they once were.
Mm-hmm. So Killen's gonna peer over there and notices and go, something fucking weird over the door. Probably can't go in there. And he points at the other two rooms. Something's not right with that either. That's odd. Other than that, over here seems fine. So,
Wonderful.
yeah.
Great observations.
What? Why are you so mad about it? It's good. You're not gonna get stabbed or something.
I mean, we still have to get across this.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but just.
There's like 30 feet we need to get through before we can think about any of that.
Is there any like shut off switch over there or anything like that? Any
That's a
lever?
good question. Killing, look around. Is there any?
There's no shut-off switch, no.
Mm.
But, I mean, you guys should begin to think about, well, how would these know to be triggered? What could possibly cause this to be triggered?
They're all pointing like inward, like right. So
They
theoretically, if none of us were like in the range when it went off, it'd go off, and then ideally it wouldn't reload, right? Like
Who knows?
theoretically.
Theoretically, I guess.
I think it depends on how you're assuming the trap works.
Are there
Yeah.
pressure
Yeah.
plates? Are there sigils on the wall that sense motion?
Make a
When you say these
perception
two
check.
rooms, when you say those two rooms don't seem right, could you elaborate on that at all? On like, not on like, oh,
It looks like a
it's not right 'cause
doorway that
that's
is collapsed in, but it doesn't make sense because there's nothing behind the door. It doesn't look like it's just more wall of the castle. Why would you make a door to a to nowhere? It doesn't make any sense.
13 perception.
13 perception check. Difficult to tell on this side. It doesn't seem like there is no magic runes anywhere, but it is impossible to tell from this angle if there's anything else here that would cause this to trigger. Killian, on your side, you notice the very same pressure plates as you guys did just outside once again.
Are you saying I noticed those?
Yes, but it lines the entirety of the ground floor. There is no jumping around to get around these right now.
Oh shit! You got more of the pressure plates, but they're like everywhere now. Like,
Everywhere on the floor.
everywhere on the floor. Hey, this is a really bad time for you not to be able to fly, huh? Looking for illusions.
I'm not gonna respond to that. That's just that's fucked up.
Let's see.
And I don't know if it would be like an insight check or something, but with the way you say that these rooms don't add up, does it seem like almost like they're bait to bait people into walking onto these pressure plates to get stabbed a bunch? Or more like,
They actually
I
have
don't know.
purpose.
yeah, they have a purpose beyond that?
With your passive insight, I'll say at this point, no, these seem like a new trap. And the orc itself seemed to be the deception to get you guys to walk on them. These do not seem related.
Okay.
I mean, I'll just go across the wall then if it seems like the floor is where the trap is.
As you run across the walls, you're able to do so again. And as you come down on the other side, you're now able to see the crest with the 3 glowing pipes that lead into it. There are windows now on this side as well. I will give you that. Tall windows that let light in. This is not a completely pitch black keep. But outside you see it's a vertical drop into the waters of steam vents below.
Abel,
Yeah?
do you think with your shield you might be able to maybe break the trap?
What do you mean by that?
Like purposely step out, but try to break the spears as they come at you. And just go very slowly, like one layer at a time.
I mean, I could try. I mean, they're gonna be coming from both ends at different points, right? Or I don't know how you'd go. But I mean, yeah, I could try it. Well, we could see.
Okay. Does Abel
So
go?
He's gonna take like a single step out and see if he can, with his shield and his good arm, to where
Yep.
one of the spikes can just.
As he takes it, his shield out, takes the first one. The spikes come out, and they crack against his shield, shattering. And against his plate armor, they shatter against his back, and he feels the vibrations, but takes no damage as his AC is far too high for these to penetrate.
Oh, nothing. That's cool. He's gonna take slow steps. He's not gonna just go okay.
And continues to have these things fire off. What you notice as he stands there, it never really slows. They just continue to pour out, not at an increasing rate, just at a consistent rate.
Yeah, so I was gonna get across. Yeah, I mean they're all right as long as you have some armor on or something. And he looks back over at Lucius. Oh, yeah.
Lucius has armor. It's just not,
It's not plate armor in his shield.
It's not plate armor. You're just being mean to me today, man.
I am today.
You're
It's
just
fun.
bullying
It's
me.
it's the time. It's pretty easy when you have a broken arm and your flightless bird. It's pretty easy. Figure out a way across, bud. Don't know what to tell you.
But who you got the coin?
Yeah, I'll pull it out. I'll speak command word, and I'll just bamf Lucius over to the side.
You got it?
See, what's weird about that ability is you get it 10 times and it stays like as long as it's in there, and you could put it in an object every long rest. There's just like 10 uses per day, which is kind of insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty sick. It's a good class
Yeah.
feature. Who
It's
would
a
have
nice
thought?
class feature, yeah. Who would have thought Artificer having a useful class feature?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So then, Bar, you're gonna.
Or flies over.
Bar flies
Yeah.
over. All right. You guys are now.
What a useful class feature.
What a useful
Yeah.
class.
You guys are
Very-
across as Abel crosses over, and they stop once he's off the pressure plates. And every time he comes off a pressure plate behind him, they still shoot for another 5 seconds, even when he's not triggering a pressure plate. And he comes over with dents all in his shield and his armor, and just goes like, "Howdy," as he steps up.
Ah, I'm able.
You guys are
That
all
is
here in
just
front of the
always
main
fun.
entrance to the throne room.
Can Fire take a look at these collapsed things?
Remember, those are in the middle of where all the pipes are, where the trap is.
Oh, okay. Then
We'll come
out of character, maybe even far. I'm just assuming that's how they got access to the back room to set up the holes. So,
Potentially.
Might be
See
true.
if I can Photoshop the room.
You said Killian's was found like a trap above the door going to the throne
No,
room,
there's
right?
a giant mechanism. There's a giant
Oh.
mechanism with a red, a green, and a blue tube or thing coming out of it, going off into different directions.
Could I make? I mean, obviously you would have pointed it out to us. Can I make an investigation check on that mechanism?
I don't think we go in there. We're pointing
Sure.
at the thing. That's his statement.
22.
What are you looking for with this?
Just any general idea for how it works, or if it's connected to anything else? Maybe, perhaps, like how the door opens, or
as we're walking up,
Yeah.
I just wants to watch for traps as we're walking up, since as everything's been trapped so far.
like mainly is this mechanism tied to the the door itself?
Yes, of course. With your 22, it absolutely is. And the way to sever it is to cut off the three tubes supplying power to the magical rune that prevents anybody from entering inside here.
Do we see, like, are those pipes going somewhere else, or
Yes, they go like the 3 pipes are going from like the concrete in the wall, like up into different directions in a three-piece. One seems to go up, and straight back, up and to the sides, going to different towers. If you guys look out the windows to the side, you can see where these pipes go to different towers connected to the main keep.
So I guess we gotta go over there to shut them off or something.
It's true.
Yeah, looking out the window, do we see a way to get to those towers from inside?
Not at the moment. No.
And the pipes are just going through the wall?
Yes.
And these collapsed doors have nothing to do with the... Are they nearby the pipes, or are they behind, like...
I'm going to draw it.
Okay.
This has been really cool so far, though. This is really
Yeah.
fun.
Good.
These have been good. A good dungeon.
Very cool dungeon crawl.
I'll be right back while you're drawing that.
Hey, fuckers, have you guys ever checked for traps before? Well, here you go. Remember the first time Hadrian checked for traps was after he had died to one? That was a funny time. The rogue dying to a trap. That was good.
Yeah.
Can you guys see that?
Yep.
Yes.
Excellent. So this in here is the area where the trap is. This is where you guys initially came in, and I will say this is where the cannon is. This would be the doorway back to the foyer. Here is the throne. We'll use a different color here. These are the strange in red, the strange doors that seem to lead to nowhere. And there are windows here in this area. There are, let's do the pipes. Pipes that lead, I'll actually make that thicker would be a better idea. Pipes that lead out to different areas. That connect to this artificial device that is made of some sort of metallic material. And then I guess I'll just make this yellow for what they're connected.
Alien's looking back at the doors, and you know, if this whole place is like crazy magic stuff, maybe it's just like a teleport door. I don't know. Do those exist? Like, have you guys ever heard of something like that? I don't know.
I mean,
I'm
we've
just
gone
spitballing.
we've gone through portals before, so if you built magic into a doorway, you could effectively
I mean,
create
is a portal
that.
not just like a magic door? So I guess it's just another door. But now
Greatest
magic.
D&D villain of all time.
The door.
Nobody's ever defeated one.
No doors.
I mean, Abel can just walk over and look at them. He didn't seem to.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that. I just, you know, it's just taking a minute and let it do its thing.
All right, Abel. Do you go over investigate?
Yeah, able to walk over and investigate.
Give me an investigation check, Abel.
I'm pretty sure his investigation's actually all right. Yeah, it is. So let's get a good roll. Hopefully, not as high as I would have liked, but 16.
16 is enough. As Abel goes to investigate, you see almost like a kiddish delight as he tries to put two and two together. And as he walks back and forth, getting pounded by the trap, he turns to your group and shouts, "This is just like on ships, except it's all busted up." What Abel sees is what would be two elevator shafts have been completely collapsed in. And as he looks up, there is ways that people could have used through pulley systems and clockwork devices. You could have taken this, such as an elevator, to go up to the higher levels of the castle. This is potentially a way out of this area. With the 16, Abel does miss out on other little details, but it does seem like there was an option to go upwards if you guys were able to get yourself into these shafts. Why it looked all debris and broken is the elevator shafts themselves have been cut off and knocked down, and they have been broken. Clearly, from the very top, they fell and were shattered as a way to cut off intruders.
Yeah,
So
it's
the-
just like a giant thing up.
There's only one way out of this room then that wasn't the door we came in. So we can assume the orc went through this door and shut it behind him.
Or
Or he still
somehow
has
went up
two-
the other two.
Or he's still in the room.
Make a perception check.
Where is he? Where is he?
He's just
Just
hiding
standing
in the corner, like
There's a suit of armor there, and it's just him.
It's like the Squidward thing where Squidward's opening the door and SpongeBob's just behind the potted plant. He's just... Yeah. I mean, there is that other shaft over there. He could just be, I don't know, in there.
Is there a
Hey, are
closet
you in there?
that he might be in?
There is no response.
I don't know if he's in there, but
Definitely not in there then.
We listen for his breathing.
Well, we're not gonna hurt you if you come out. Pinky promise.
How far up does Abel does Abel
Nothing.
see like a hole above him or something? Like, or is it just like a very tall shaft? Like,
Very tall. But not completely out of reach. It's probably like 3 or 4 stories would be the climb up. So that's only a story's 10 feet, so it's about 30, 40 feet up.
Yeah, I mean it goes up for a little bit. We could probably make it work. Or at least those of us with 2 working arms. I might have some problems. So does it seem like from these elevator shafts, is there any way to turn off the spikes? Because I don't know how you'd get in here without going through that spike trap.
I just imagine him talking like, I got a broken arm. He's getting fucking pelted with.
Gink, gink, gink.
Yeah, my
I
arms
will
hurt.
say they stop shooting once he crosses that threshold and he's just inside the debris. There's the 5-second little extra, and then it stops. And there's no more trap being triggered when he's actually inside the shaft areas.
How far is that jump to get from where we are to the thing? Because I see the corner there.
10 feet,
Yeah.
10, 15 feet,
Oh, we're back to the 10 feet jump.
which almost
Well-
everybody should be able to make given their strength scores.
And either their strength or their
Can you stick
collection
the
of-
landing is what matters.
We also got to figure out a way to go up.
Yeah, but step at a time. Step at a time. Get into the elevator shaft first. Kelly's gonna see if he can make the jump. And he's just gonna try to get in the elevator shaft.
Okay, go ahead and make an acrobatics check for the down turn of it. Do you keep your balance when you land? You absolutely make
Okay.
the jump.
Yeah, 17.
Absolutely, no problem. It's getting tighter though, so the DC is going to be a little harder as more people try and make their way over here because there's not much room left until you start getting back onto the padded floors, the pressure plated floors. And then if you trigger the pressure plated floors, it will pelt everybody inside here, and you'll have to try and figure out what to do then.
Is there any way Killing can maybe like start climbing up the wall just to kind of get a see of how things go? Maybe get some more room down there for everyone else who has to come in this room.
As you punch your way through some of the debris, pushing it over and trying to dig with your hands here, as you look through, there's not really very good handholds. I'd say you'd notice a plethora of holes potentially. that are in here. It looks like some sort of maybe mountain climber type of tools might have been used to navigate these. They seem specific to in the way that they're cut, so that they're angled in a way that's extremely difficult for those to climb up. But I think any excellent and top-tier mountain climber wouldn't have a chance. The way it's angled is up. So, like, you could, if just with the fingertips, maybe. But that would be extremely difficult for anybody not well-versed in mountain climbing.
Okay.
So goats would be fine.
They'd be
Yeah,
fucking
goats-
killing.
Yeah. Far is the goat, so he's fine. He's him.
Damn.
Far polymorphs into a goat or wild shapes into a goat. Eat shit.
Is it 92 degrees? I'm good.
Nothing can stop me. I can transform into any solution to the puzzle. The solution is your parents being proud of you. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. I never expected this as the BBEG.
Damn. Okay.
Some of the darkest dungeon, like, mini games when you're doing the backstory stuff is so interesting. And so some of the stuff, too, is, like, similar. Like, what's one where it's, like, you need to pacify yourself and wait to poison your abusive husband's drink. And so you're just sitting there, and, like, the only option is just, like, calm oneself and just, like, calm himself for a round. And then the husband just, like, spits and spewing out stuff and trying to be awful. And then, so you would have a round of, just, like, plead with parents. And parents won't have it. Plead with parents. Players won't have it. Plead with parents. The parents' fortitude wanes. It weakens. Now is your opportunity. There's another one debating with the professor. That was fun too.
I saw that meme earlier today, Drew. It was great.
Yes, so did I. That's what made me think of it.
Yeah.
You guys making fun of me? We're not playing anymore?
No, it's,
No.
It's in the group
it's
chat.
the goat
You can
joke.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Someone wants to play D&D, guys. Can he make a character?
Sure.
He can be a cat.
Yep.
Hey, give me a cat.
I don't
Give me
know.
some
Far has some bad experiences with cats. So I don't know if that's a good idea.
Hey, that's in the box I'm not allowed to talk about. You shut up. I'm not talking about that. Jay, Kalen's just gonna hug the wall. I have some ideas, but I'm wait to see what other people do.
I mean, if it's just like a pretty much just like a 3-story vertical to like the next floor. I'll
Like
just
normal
fucking
things
go up.
are. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just
I was gonna use that
I'll
outro
just
to move
go
around,
up
but I'm
it.
gonna wait. Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna just wait for other people.
You jump. Give me your acrobatics check though, because it is debris and it's more difficult. This is not an even ground. This is rough terrain.
That's still a 25.
No problem for a monk. As you make your jump, Killian makes some way, and you run vertically up this shaft. And when you get to the top, you find yourself at the 3rd floor, and you can see that there is that green piping continues down a hallway high up on the towers. Glass work and clockwork metals line huge views of glass that allow you to take in the grandeur of Steamtide, a beautiful place to look out that you imagine that you can watch the sun rise from one side and set in the other as you look, and you can see on the exact opposite side the red piping going toward the towers at the end of the hallway. There is another tower connected to the keep, and you can see the which one? So the green one is angling up. It goes down the hallway and then goes up into the tower. The hallway itself is just a casual walkway where there are long dead plants lined here, no longer attended to by the former owners. What was once probably a beautiful area has been stripped by time. And you are up here, and the hallway itself is probably like 300 feet. Because we're talking like a rampart of a castle equivalent to go to a tower, but instead these are enclosed. There's a lot of flipping on your pages, Hunter, and it's making me think like you didn't give a flying fuck and you tuned out as soon as I started describing things. That's what I think I just saw. Did you just like open Instagram and Twitter while I was just, why do I bother? If that's
No.
Reddit? Yeah,
No.
you fucking piece of shit. Anyway.
I'm just saying, next next campaign we can all be druids and just say fuck you to any puzzles.
Yep.
Yeah.
You'll make me very creative in the way
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
have to
saying, we
shove
have-
puzzles down your throats.
We need to do like the Smash Bros thing where we're all just playing different colored versions of Farm.
Captain
Wearing slightly
Falcon,
different-
Captain Falcon,
Yeah.
show me your moves. Show me your moves.
That would be
Hey,
really
Moo,
funny.
you mind grabbing this? I'm gonna throw a rope up towards you that way.
Go look it on Reddit, you little bastard.
I will grab it. But before I like put it down or lock it down or anything, I'm gonna look around this kind of walkway area just to make sure there's no more trap. Because there's been fucking traps everywhere.
You can check for traps.
You can certainly try.
You can certainly try.
I'm not good at it, but I'm gonna try. That's a 7.
Okay. As you begin checking for traps, you take a couple feet forward, checking for pressure plates, and as you do, each of these areas are basically segmented off, and as you do, the walls just close on you as you're just stuck now, and you just have the glass. Not immediately in danger, but you are now trapped in this segment.
Did the rope get caught in the glass because he had the rope with him?
Rope is technically secured.
Yeah, I mean, if it's secured.
Yeah,
he
the
feels
rope
you
is
pull it
secured.
up.
It would
Yeah,
be
he knows it, pull
jammed
it
in
up.
there.
Yeah, you start climbing up. He's
Crush.
making way for
Alright.
more people.
I'm just gonna take a moment and just kind of wait.
All right. I mean, oh, what the fuck happened to you?
There's just
I
a
see
giant
you in-
clockwork door now there.
I didn't
So-
know we were in like a fucking zoo thing.
It starts to
There's
get
like-
really hot in here.
Oh
You begin
no.
sweating really
All right.
profusely. It's got to be
Uh,
at least like 95 degrees and at this point.
Oh.
I am gonna try to see if I can break the glass.
As you go to break the glass, you probably sprain your elbow as you realize that this glass was made to endure incredible storms and heights and this very trap itself. This is not your normal glass.
On my end, does it seem like there's any gears or anything I could do to get to work with this or something?
I would say you would even say this probably isn't even glass at this point. It just happens to be translucent or see-through as you
Damn.
continue checking at the substance. It's about 100 degrees now. What were you doing, Abel?
This is Killian, but
Killian, sorry.
yeah, Abel cannot climb with a broken arm.
Yeah.
So, is there anything on my end, like mechanical wise, that maybe Killian could try to mess with to open this door, or
You
doesn't seem
see
like
a what probably was the mechanical pad for the elevator smashed and shattered in. It looks like very rudimentary clubbing or punching of fists and claws to rip the parts out and cut the wires and make sure the entirety of the device does not function. To release this door on this side, you do not appear to see any such device.
Okay. And there's no gears or anything on this end, like anything I could possibly mess with.
No, you would think if they were trying to prevent from some way coming down this hallway to whatever this important room
Yeah.
is that the green liquid is leading to, that would probably be on the opposite side of the tower. That's where the device probably would be to relieve such traps.
Yeah. I was gonna say there's pretty much only one way direction I can move, which is through the walkway toward following the green pipe.
Yes, but remember, both sides closed in on you. So you can't just go towards the tower anymore, just the first segment. The first 10 feet is basically two walls came in on you and trapped you, sort of like a Venus flytrap. Yeah,
Interesting.
it's 105 degrees by the time Killian stops investigating and looking for a switch.
I don't see anything on this end. This isn't good.
At what degree does he become crispy?
We'll get there. Now, the funny part is if he was a druid, he could just turn into an elemental, a fire elemental, and it wouldn't fucking matter.
You can't take damage. You can't be exhausted.
All I'm learning through this
By
is
the
like,
IRS.
are you guys having fun? Are you enjoying this?
Yeah, this is actually
Yeah,
like
this
This is
pretty
classic D&D, and all I'm learning is druids make it impossible, and wizards. That's all I'm learning right now is like any of the fun ingenuity players have to come up with has to be like triply like
Far proof.
not well druid proof or magic proof. Well, basically just fly proof. Can they fly through the trap or instantly transform? And if they can, then does that solve it? Does that just give them a benefit? Because that's fine. It should be a benefit of their class if they have those things. But it's actually quite fascinating to me to see like how trivial, if this was just like a single dungeon run by a single druid, how trivial most traps would be. It's the encounters they'd have to worry about where the balance would swing.
You also have the house rule of the low-level wild shaping as
Sure.
well.
Sure.
That
It doesn't
makes a
really
big
make sense. It
difference.
does. Yeah, it does. I guess they would stay in a form, but I guess. But then a wizard with their polymorphs, you get to a high enough level.
The druids with their polymorphs.
So, killing
The other
Um,
characters with just items that polymorph.
So, I mean, how far along the pathway, like following the green pipe, can I see through the wall? Because it's translucent.
You can see to the sides, so you can see, remember the red? You can see the red pipe that's all the way across. Like, think about concords that connect each other in an airport where you can see the other people on the opposite side traveling one way as you're traveling towards your planes, or even I think at medical buildings they have those high where it's basically those glass that is above, and those are glass tunnels that you can look over the parking lot or whatever to take your break, or walkways between the different levels connecting the parking garage to the hospital itself. You are in the first 10 feet of what is a 300-foot hallway, and the two doors have closed on you, causing the first 10 feet to be like a segment. If you would think of a caterpillar, one of its segments, you're there with two doors closed, and the glass on either side shows one side, and it's rounded too, so you can see above you as well. But one side shows the waterfalls, and you can even see a bit of the bridge you walked on as the golem is making its way back to the front entrance. And then you can see the symmetric side where the red piping is leading, and that red piping leads down another hallway to another tower that you guys are surmising you have some way to stop whatever's happening in these pipes in order to get through the door to go see what's in the throne room to hopefully take Steamtide for your own.
I'm gonna, as useful as it's been, I gotta hold up the artifice coin and say the command word and just teleport 90 feet down the hallway, down the walkway.
How? You can't see forward.
Oh, I can only see
side to side. Yes,
I can only see side. Okay.
The doors closed on you in this hallway, so there's two iron segmented stuff.
Gotcha.
So you can still see other directions, and the coin just any 90 feet.
Any 90 feet I can see.
And your friends can do that too. They can teleport to you. I thought it was
can
just
teleport
one way.
them.
It's just vortex warp.
Okay.
It's the spell vortex warp, so I can choose. Yeah.
Okay, then yeah. So you could teleport yourself outside potentially, or on top.
I'll teleport myself on top. Let's do that.
You teleport yourself on top, and you're just bombarded with the sounds of the rushing falls and the immediate relief of normal cool air. It must have been almost 120 degrees in there, and it was getting drier and drier. And to be surrounded and seeing water is a special kind of torture. On top, there are no traps, and you can see the tower above you. You have a straight 90 feet run toward that tower.
I'm gonna park myself for a moment so I'm not getting too far away. I just kind of like look down and just kind of like wave.
I don't think anybody can see you at this point because the wall is stopping Killian from looking straight up towards you because it was the first 10 feet.
He got up there. There's an iron wall, so he has no idea what's going on. He's like, he's working on it.
I'll wait a moment. I'll just kind of look at the trap to get an idea of what it actually like, if actual fire comes or if it's just like sauna.
It looks to be a slow sauna that also was indicated by the burning and dying plants in certain areas. you now catch that some of those plants have been absolutely like annihilated from heat.
Okay.
This entire time, Killian is like desperately trying to find a way to open this door. He's just like shit.
I'm just like gonna be cross-legged on the rooftop window.
So, like
just,
whenever these doors open, he's like, "Oh my god, he's gone!" And,
Let me see if I can find one.
And if fire checks the other column, it's the same, like the other elevator shaft. It's like, do they both lead to the same area, or
No, different areas. Different
Okay.
areas. So as you like peek into the other one, you see another hallway here. Inside this hallway, it looks suspiciously empty. There is no dust. There is nothing inside this hallway, but you do see the red tubing again flowing through this hallway. But this one, instead of curving up like the green one, curves down into the tower. And remember, both of these are separated by maybe 700-800 feet of distance, the two towers. So these are two back towers that flank, not flank's the wrong, diagonally flank the main keep of Steamtide, as there are many towers that surround, which could be guard or watchtowers in previous days.
Yeah, as soon as he sees that it's like open and not closed, he's gonna ignore it for now. He wanted to check if they led the same area.
Yes, and
So.
it's clear that they do not. These seem to be 3 different areas for 3 different pipes you guys got to go after. It is 8:35. We can take our break.
Sure.
Okay, yeah. I do need to use the restroom.
Yeah, go ahead, Sierra.
Honestly, that felt like a lot longer.
I did. It really
progresses, you learn how to utilize every weapon handed to you to the point where by the end it doesn't truly matter as much because you're able to just throw hands with any weapon.
Yeah.
But it also makes going for the Master Sword more of a big thing for the player because then that's a constant you have. It never disappears. You have.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The only issue with it is it runs out of power every like 10 minutes after you use it, so you can't use it for like 10 minutes. But then it comes back and you just never worry about it.
That's
And
so
it does a
boring.
crap ton of damage to bosses. But
All right. Okay. We return to the group. Mahua is currently on top meditating, Qui-Gon Jinn style, trying to figure out how to progress forward in this. Farth checked both hallways to see where the future lies. Abel is standing in the shaft, while Killian is against one of the clockwork doors that shut on Mahua. And Lucius is still standing outside the front door to the main entrance to the throne room.
And I'm just chilling.
The door is open after 1 hour. So I don't know if your group's going to sit there for an hour or not.
yeah, probably not.
Nah.
So, you know, Killian's after like 5 minutes, he's just gonna be like, because he doesn't. Does it feel like the door's getting hotter on my end, or does he feel anything at all?
No, it's
shit.
definitely warm to the touch. Like if you had a fire in your house and you touch your door, you would feel the heat.
Damn. Yeah, you just think Mahua's getting like roasted alive, don't
It's
you?
Killian's just like, okay.
Say your prayers, say your
He's
goodbyes.
putting it together in his head. If Mahua was in there burning, he would have heard something.
Probably.
So he probably got out. Probably somewhere else. But that also means I don't want to be in this room because it gets hot. I don't want to be in that room.
Okay.
So I'm going to assume he's fine for the time being. And if he's not, then that's going to weigh heavy on my conscience, but I'll be in problem when this door opens.
Another pit of trauma for Killian to internalize.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's another it is what it is moment.
All right.
So he has this rope though. He's gonna try to see if he can get Abel up to the 3rd floor. See if Abel ties the rope to himself and Killian pulls. If Abel can then like try to climb a bit and the two of them get to the top.
Yep, the two of you are at the top, right next to that really hot door.
Okay. So me and Abel are up here because we're getting people in the elevator shaft and coming up here. This is
I'll motion towards like the edge of the shaft.
How are you getting in there?
Well, yeah, like where it is. Let me pull up the thing again.
Yeah, because
What's my
you have the
name?
spike pits to go through still, bud.
Yeah, I know.
Uh-huh. I was waiting on that.
I know. I hate that I used my Misty Step earlier. That really is proven annoying.
Oh no. So terrible. You can't just use a spell and go in.
Sorry, how did Abel get up with the broken arm?
Killian was pulling him up with the rope that's
Yeah.
still there.
Yeah, Killian pulled him up, and Abel also was in with the other hand, like trying to climb what he could.
I think Killian Abel just holds and you just pull him up.
Okay,
That's the most realistic way I see him getting up there. He just holds.
Okay. Then he got up there. Yeah, whatever.
He's up there.
I won't complain about that. Yeah.
You're good. Lucius, how do you want to try and cross the spear pit?
Well, ideally, I would want to go along the walls, but that's not really possible with a singular arm. Like I
Correct. And I also don't know how you would go along the walls. It's not easy handholds and everything.
what,
I guess you could put your fingers in the holes that they come out
You can
of.
just jump it, right? And then do an acrobatics, try to fall forward.
As long as he can jump.
Oh,
the-
I'm an idiot. I
the-
was thinking 30 feet. Right, it's only 10.
It's only 10.
I'm so stupid. Yeah, I'll just do the acrobatics.
All right, give us an acrobatics check.
My acrobatics and athletics are identical, so it doesn't really matter anyway.
Okie doke.
Just don't roll a 3. Roll it. See what
If this is a 3, I'm coming to your home.
That's a very awful threat.
11.
Yeah, you just barely make it, and as you're falling backwards, I'd say Far grabs you and pulls you in so you don't trigger the traps and gives you a look of like, Now. And your group is everybody's able to fly or climb up the rope or have the rope pulled up. Like the end of the SpongeBob movie where SpongeBob just sitting up there from the top. They can tie that around your bottom and get pulled up that way. And before you were up there, I'd say about 20 minutes has passed at that point. The door is still 40 minutes away from being opened.
Okay, so
Which none of their characters have any clue. That door could be closed forever now in their minds. Who the hell knows? And Mahua.
Yeah, I mean, I would say
gone.
after 30 minutes, even it'd be like, okay, well, this
yeah, I
door
was
probably
about to,
isn't opening.
Kelly was gonna tell him I got up here and this door was shut, so we probably got to find a way around it. But
And
yeah,
if I would suggest going to the other door, then that is open.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, everybody's gonna have to make another jumping for me. Another check, another acrobatics check for. Well, this is further, so this will be 20 feet. Maybe.
Well, they could do 10 and then 10.
Yeah, can we not jump back to the middle
Like-
and then jump back?
Ah, you little bastards! You're right. You can do that.
So after hoisting everyone up this thing, Kelly goes, "Oh yeah, shit. So I guess we gotta go back then." Oh, fuck
Everybody
it.
goes
There's
down
lower
and
people
abandons
down.
Mahua. Mahua just sitting in the sun now, enjoying his
I'm
day.
just waiting till the thing passes so I can rejoin with. I might start looking around for other windows, see if there's another way to get back inside.
There's windows that are, again, the bottoms that are in the main hall. There's windows attached to each of the towers that these hallways lead to. You could potentially run over the top of this and make your way into that tower and see if you could disable the traps from the other side, or try to make your way to the main keep. You could even jump onto the main keep and jump from there onto the red tube side, or even try and venture your way onto the main keep. I say with you on top, you also notice the blue comes out the main keep and goes down, deep down. You can see it go into the waters of Steam Tide.
Okay.
If you were to jump into the water right now, it's probably like a 500-600 foot drop.
You can make that. You're good. You're good.
You got Featherfall, right?
Yeah,
No,
whatever
he
his
does.
damage is now, you're fine. You can do it.
I
believe in
do.
you.
I do have my thing, but
I don't know if it'll truly help, but you can do it. I
let's see.
believe in you.
So just, I think I misunderstood
shit.
a little bit with the pipes. So which?
Yeah, you're too busy looking at Reddit.
No. Which direction? So like left versus right? Because I thought I was on the side with the green.
You are. You're
Okay.
on top.
That's going towards a left tower, like towards the main, oriented facing towards the main citadel.
Yep.
Is that correct? Okay.
I'll draw it.
Because if it's like taking a while for this thing below me to go down, I might cross the walkway towards the tower that I'm directly connected to, the green pipe tower, and see if I could figure out a way to shut this trap off.
So this is a top view. One second.
So the red one like goes into it, like in down. That's what you meant by down, right?
Correct, sir.
Gotcha.
So this would be third level view here. This down here is on the first level. So I am just going to your door on the first level's down there. You guys were jumping over to here, this area. Been jumping this way or this way to get to the elevator shafts. And then making your way up the elevator shafts. And there's these long hallways in which Mahua is currently... We'll use yellow for Mahua. It's currently on top, like about here. I'll use orange. We'll make this a little bigger. He's about there, sitting on top of it right now. We'll do a little zoom in now. So he's about there, and he can go down the hallway, and this is a keep, a tower, a top view of a tower, and the green leads in and goes up. The tube outside is gigantic, and it's going straight down. Again, this is the top view. And that's the main keep, and the throne room is inside. And then right side, it's another keep where the red tubing goes into. Hopefully that helps with your orientation more.
So I will... Seeing that this trap isn't really relenting after a decent amount of time.
Yep.
I might cross across
Mm-hmm.
to try and see if I can get in through the other side and turn the traps off.
Sure. You notice there's a window. It's made of glass, like on the bottom floor. How do you attempt to open it? From the outside.
How far away is that?
I'm saying you go the full 300 feet to the keep, and then you're now looking down. It's probably down about 10 feet, so you'd have to jump down to the ledge and then try and open the window. And the window itself is large. It's like a 10-foot rounded, square at the bottom, arch with a beautiful glass type of painting on it, type of deal.
Well,
actually, it's probably less a mural and more just a glass panel with the clockwork steam tied, like black metal down the middle and little ornate dressings on it.
Well, that's good, because I'm going to try to use my sling to break a bit of it.
Yeah, you can just shatter it. It shatters.
Yeah. And then
you
just
can kick
go
out
in
the
that
rest of
way.
it and go inside. Okay. As you land, I need 3 wisdom saving throws.
Ooh, 3 of them.
Those are certainly foreboding.
I'm gonna fuck up how monks get, what's it called? Proficiency in strength saves. I think that's a bit fucked up.
Why?
I don't know. It's just one of the things.
Why is it fucked up?
Okay. The
'Cause they should get
lowest
it
is a
instant.
15. The highest is a 22.
Okay. So the 15 fails.
So it's a 22, a 15, and an 18.
So you will take 10 psychic and then half and half, 5 and 5 psychic for the 2 successes. You hear before you.
That's
Hate
fucked
that.
up. Yeah, that's
No,
horrible. That was
There are 3 medium monstrosity looking creatures. It's got bleeding black coming out of its eyes. Its head is elongated, almost worm-like at the end of it. This big monstrous body with its appendages off and instead replaced with spikes for hands and feet. I will send you a picture of this, Hunter. Look at you, you lucky shit. You got your dream. You get to be with the things you desire so much.
Monsters.
That's have fun.
Why?
Make the most of this experience.
Okay. Paste. There's 3 of those in the room with you.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Enjoyable.
After getting hit with that psychic damage, give me a perception check.
$16.
You do indeed see a panel over here that has various traps for that corridor that you can disable with just a flip of a switch. Inside here as well, you see that the green pipe turns up and goes further into this tower higher. In here is all made of metal work, and it almost feels like, or you can see aspects of ductwork inside here. The steam itself rises, so it's very, very warm, and potentially the very area that's been channeling so much of the heat that gets pushed through that tunnel. Everything is metal grates and metal stairs that go up into a ladder that would go up to another trapdoor is the wrong way of putting it, but hooked door in the ceiling, and for you to get what would be like a roof door, rather. What would you like to do?
To get to the panel, I'd have to get within range of them, correct?
They are all within 5 feet of you right now.
Yo, that's fucked.
Yeah. We're gonna use a key point to Step of the Wind
Yeah.
and take disengage as a bonus action.
You got it.
And then I'm just gonna run over,
Yep.
hit the switch.
Yep.
Does that immediately like open up the pathway, or
You can hear it slowly undoing from all of its cogs and gears, Resident Evil style. Whenever you try and just run past an evil creature and the developers laugh at you, they cackle in the background as they think, oh, you're going to just cheese this, you little shit. All 3 of these creatures, their arms extend and their spears come at you, and they're each going to take attacks. You
I
notice...
disengaged?
You did. They're making ranged attacks. This isn't a reaction or anything. You went over, basically. You use an action to tap the panel, and now they're making ranged attacks.
How much movement do I still have, though? How much did I use to
I
cross
guess
the room?
15 feet at that.
So if it's 30 feet to go there and back to the window,
Sure.
I'll use 20 feet to get out of the window back onto the pathway and out of their range.
Would you have to
hopefully.
use another disengage to go by them again?
Disengage lasts for your whole turn.
Okay.
If you use it.
Then you run by, hit the switch, and run away. You guys hear the door just as you get to the other side lift on the green side.
Oh, come on.
We gotta. God.
And as you guys are standing at this eerily clean area on the right side, you look over and you can see a panicked Mahua with bare feet running across the top going as he's sprinting away.
I really like the mental image of Mahua like jumps to this window and sees things and goes, fuck that, runs over, slaps the switch, runs away. Fuck this
Mahua,
shit.
as you look behind you, the thing is slowly extending its gross head and looking out and up and then over towards you. And it just starts to make its way out, and like a spider on the side starts to climb out, but you're way away from it. You got tons of time. Not like that's gonna catch you anytime soon.
Fucked up.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck that. Fuck
Those
that.
are certainly
Fuck that thing.
creatures.
Not dealing with
I
three
ha-
of those.
I have 8 HP. Fuck that.
Holy shit. Holy god, that was sucked.
Those acid traps hurt, or those fungus traps hurt, man.
Fungus traps fucked me up.
The
It's a
fungus
war
traps-
of attrition.
I am
Yes.
minus 51.
The war of attrition.
Holy fuck.
Seeing Mahua up, Far is going to, like, basically say, like, you guys can get down, we'll figure it out. And then he's going to fly out the front door, all the way out to, like, how we came in. So
Okay.
both the two sets of doors out
Yep.
back to where the golem was, and then go up and around. If he sees Mahua on top,
So, as you fly back into the foyer, that door is closed, and one of the bars has been put back on that door.
shitholes.
Wait. Did that door have the bars? I believe it did, right? Or was that the
The
first?
first
door?
one in the
The
foyer.
first
yeah,
door
like,
had the bars. Oh, so the
Yeah.
second one is just closed again. The pit is still open, but the doors were just closed, rather. So you can just try to push those open to get back to the foyer. And when you open that to get to the foyer, then you would notice that one of those is back there. And with your passive perception, you would notice at least 2 madness orcs trying to work on the second one. As you fly in, they don't notice you in your haste yet. You would see them ahead of time as they are making work behind your group as well. And it's this very same orc that blew you in the face with the cannon before. He's there. It's the same guy,
Kill him.
but there's another one now.
Cloud kill.
Yeah.
They must suffer for their insolence.
I mean, that's probably my turn if we're going, like, actions for turns, so...
Mhm.
But, you know, he will try to not draw any attention to himself for
Go
the
ahead.
moment.
Go ahead and make a stealth check.
How does that work? Sorry, I gotta look up wild shape and stealth, because I know I keep my
You use your
mental
stats. You just use your
faculties.
player stats.
Okay.
You keep the better stats, and there's no way your bird's better than what you have.
4.
Love.
As soon as you burst the doors open, they immediately notice. And as you're flying out here and you like hard stop, the 2 of them take smoke bombs and just hit on the throw them and they explode into the room and the smoke goes up.
Good.
The rest of the group makes their way down, does their bullshit 10 feet, their 10 feet bullshit again, start climbing back up as Mahua is just on top at this point. Probably going to try and use his coin to get back with the group when he sees the group at the top.
Well, before I do that,
Okay.
once I get to the other end of the
Yeah,
walkway again,
yeah.
I'm gonna use one action to channel some of my ki into me,
Yep.
and I'm gonna do a little teeny tiny little bit of healing.
Yeah.
Okay. You notice
You're back.
280 feet on top away from you, one of those horrors is climbed out spider-like and is slowly making its way towards you as black goo and ichor continue to bleed from its eyes as it continues to get closer to you. You see a second one
Alright.
coming out from the tower window as well that you broke and slunking his way up the side of that tower as well.
You're so disgusting.
What?
I don't know. The thing I envision is
Far.
like the.
As the smoke dissipates, the orcs are no longer there.
Bastards.
Houdini.
Yeah, all right. Seeing this, he knows he can't lift it, so he's gonna turn back and go back into the room and, you know, unwild shape over.
Notably, there are windows in other rooms that you could try to break and then go out the side. that is an option as well. Even the windows closest to the main entrance, you could still attempt that as well. Those are all.
Yeah,
still
he'll
options on
probably
the table.
then he'll probably attack the windows near the throne room, like in the
Yes.
corner,
Yep.
and go out that way.
And-
you know, kind of.
Easily enough. Absolutely. That was always an option. As you go up and to next to Mahua, who is trying to heal, you can see these horrors. One that's about 150 feet away now. The other one 300 feet away at the top. And the last one is just starting to peek its worm-like head, extending outwards out the window that you assume Mahua broke into and is caused this current cavalcade of chaos.
Yeah, he's not gonna unwild shape, so he can't say anything.
Sure.
Just be like, hey, and I guess, how far away is the closest one again?
It was 150. I'll call it 120 now.
All right, perfect. With it 120 feet, I'm gonna try to do a long range attack with my sling, so
Yeah, sure.
disadvantage.
Go for it.
Probably doesn't work. That's a 9.
9. As you shoot towards it, like you hit the side of some of its bulbous skin, and with such a weak velocity, at that distance, like at first if it was close, your sling would have did a ton of damage. But over time, it just sort of, with the wind up here, just knocks it down and just beep off the side of it as it's now within 60 feet of you. The other one is within 120 feet.
And is the last one out of the room, like up on the top, so all three are up here?
No, that one's just staying in the window at this point.
wait.
At this point, have the other guys gotten to the third floor, or am I still hoisting?
Yeah, are we chilling?
No, all of you guys are looking up, and you can see a floating far in wild shape form, and Mahua using a slingshot to these horrors that are a little hard to see up at from where you're at, but you can just see the blobby mass of awful.
I could make 2 attacks, so I made a second one.
Oh, cool. Let's see how that goes.
That one's actually better. That's a 19.
That hits.
So that is gonna be just a small amount of damage, but we'll take it.
We'll see what we can get.
Killian
That's a
is
6.
hoisting the other guys up.
Okay, 6 points of damage. You hit one of its eyes, and it just sort of, as it hits, it's like... And I'd say, let me...
Cute.
Killian is hoisting the other guys up. It's like, all right, we got there.
Um,
Oh God, what is that?
I'll probably
Wait,
look at.
wait. You hear...
That voice is so fucked up.
That's fucked up.
I'll probably look at Farbird next to me and be like,
Bird.
Farbird.
any way I can get out of here? Where'd you come from?
And he'll fly over, like, down the side to where the window is. You know, kind of indicating that no, he knows that you can run on walls
Fuck
and stuff.
yeah. All right, so as you turn and look, and you're like, oh, I could probably jump down there. I just got to get it right, do my monk stuff. That's a natural 20 from its harpoon arm, which has a reach of 60 feet.
It rolls at
Disabled.
disadvantage from my cloak of displacement.
Well, it rolls at advantage anyway, actually. So it's rolling at advantage because it's within, thrives on company. It has advantage within roll at least 30 feet of 2 other creatures. Two other creatures. I'm the DM. Fuck you. 1 other creature. Fuck you.
Does Abel? It's gonna knock it out anyways.
Anyway, so no.
Yeah.
Fuck.
All right,
Fine.
so-
Ugh, the vanilla sap looks
no,
fine.
you can say it goes through because I'm gonna
Anyway.
use my reaction to deflect missiles.
Oh, for the natural 20?
So you can roll the damage, and I can
Ah.
reduce the damage by an amount.
Okay.
And
We'll go with
uh,
that then.
It may not do all the damage, but it
Okay.
can do a decent
Abel will
chunk.
also. Does Abel have side
46
of the
points
glass?
of piercing damage.
46.
Reed,
That's
does Abel have,
doubled. It's 23
Abel-
normally.
does Abel have sight on Mahua through the glass?
Sure.
Then it's not a natural 20. It's just a normal 20 because he's going to use his shield's ability.
It's just
or
a
just a
20.
normal
His
Well,
magical
it'll
shield
still-
ability?
Yes, and he's already using the shield because he had to have it to get through the stuff.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. They're on the outside. Like, his shield can't go through the tubing.
Yes, but it's just a magic ability. Or anyone you see.
That's
in
what
your
I'm
range.
saying. Okay, as long as it's magic, we're cool.
Yeah, that's 90%. Let me double check. That's the
It's
ability.
It's
Yeah.
only magic missile.
You
What?
said magic missile?
Yeah, shield is only magic missile.
No. It's the thing he got from Rasmus. It's if he sees someone get hit with a natural 20 within how far is Mahua?
15.
15. Then yeah, I can make
Sure.
it just a normal hit. So
Okay.
he could just do that. To where now it's 23, which I know will help his monk shit. To
23 and then reduced to?
If it's reduced, then that fucking helps because I
Mhm.
rolled max on my reduction, so that's minus 25.
so
You
then
take no
it's
damage. Thank goodness.
I'm just like,
Damn.
whoop
Yeah,
it
let's
up,
say
oh,
there's-
You just
shit.
completely
there's a
pushed
reason-
that one off. Now remember, there's two of them, so the other one's gonna attack. Only a
Yep.
12, and so you are able to push that one off as well. And then I'll say monk-wise, give me an acrobatics for because it's falling down, jumping
Yep.
down and through to land. You're just gonna do basically a pencil dive in through the window, far broke out.
All right, we rolled well. That is a 26.
Oh my god, as cool as a cucumber. You slide right through, you do a somersault right up, parkouring away any fall damage you might have had, and you get away from the horrors and jump back in, and the entire group rejoins themselves as you guys are inside the hallway, and you see those two horrors above. Just, you can hear, like, on the outside of glass, just the...
That's not cool, man.
That's awful.
That's
But it's more like-
shit.
Because it's that
Oh, that's worse.
glass. It's not wood. It's that like thick plastic glass, non-breakable. As they're just trying to harpoon you guys through it.
What? Where did you find those?
Whew, they were Green Tower. I think I turned off the trap thing. That was. Whew.
That's the first time I've got to use that. Holy shit!
I'll,
He
I'll,
will-
Nick has
do.
never used that ability
would've
once.
That would have been really bad.
I'll pump a third level cure wounds into Mahua.
Cool.
I'm rolling this in D&D Beyond, because why not? Fucking 3, 2, and a 1. 11.
I will take it.
I cannot roll healing for the life of me, man.
So what the hell happened to you, Moo? I came up here and there was just a metal wall where I'm assuming you were.
It trapped me, and then it started to heat up like really hot, like it was gonna cook me like an
yeah,
oven.
explains- yeah, it was really hot when I touched it.
So the thing Lucius gave me, I like blinked outside of it, and so I ran across, and I got it to the tower with the green pipe, and I think I turned it all off for the traps, not the pipe, but the traps. But those three things were in there, and they sort of chased me back.
Oh, sort of.
Yeah, we should keep an eye on them because they might try to get in from one of the other windows. So like,
I mean, should I try to?
That's a good idea, but I don't want to keep an eye on them. They are fucked up.
Don't. It's big,
right.
worm-like
Oh,
head is
I'm
going down the
wild.
side, right next to Lucius's face. And Lucius, you look, and you can just see the complete blackened eyes and
I
the
get away from the
oil
fucking
coming
window.
down as you just hear next to it, right next to your head, as it's frustrated that it can't get to you guys right now. All you guys hear is
I hide behind Abel. I don't want to look at it. That thing's fucky.
Abel holds up. He puts his shield back and then holds up the sword and just has it out.
Yep.
With this one good arm.
All right. You guys proceed down the hallway.
Yeah. Fire will also relay the message that the orcs are closing the doors behind us as well.
good.
Oh.
Keeping
Right.
us trapped here.
Well,
Great.
good to know we can always just go out a window and deal with whatever the fuck those things are, so you know we're fine.
Yeah, you and one arm.
Do they, as we walk down the hallway, are they, like,
buddy.
following us?
What's
Like,
that? Oh
as
yeah.
we walk down the hallway, are they...
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They're just slowly trailing you guys as you're going down the hallway.
And do
I
we
mean,
see
I
the
could-
one in the window, or
No.
is he gone? So
Yeah, you
I
don't know
could,
where
I
that
could
is.
like put the echo up there and try to hit him off, but
Yeah, try to knock him off.
I mean, I could try.
If it's on the side, have the echo just
Actually,
like spawn
pretty
above him and fall.
Yeah.
Spawn
Does-
the echo there, immediately
does it
do a
seem-
shove
Yeah,
attack.
does it seem like they're like sticking to it, or like they're just on top of it?
Their black ichor appears to be sticking everywhere, helping them stick to the surface.
Okay.
It doesn't
That's
seem
disgusting.
impossible to knock them down, and that would be a very long and satisfying fall. But it would not be simple. This ooze that's coming out of them does seem to give them, like I said earlier, spider-like abilities.
Mm-hmm. Should I just
Spider
give it like
worms.
a try and see what happens, or do we just want to leave them?
I say give it a shot. You could use that echo whenever you want, right?
Yeah, unless he goes on vacation, but it hasn't happened in a while, so we should be fine.
That's not concerning.
So, okay, he's gonna try. He's gonna see if he can summon the echo up there.
Okay,
See if he can take a shove attack.
I
If
need
he
2
does
wisdom
that.
saving throws from it.
Well, if it's gonna take damage either way, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it immediately
Yeah,
takes
so-
psychic damage.
Okay, so then it can't do it. So
Anything within 5 feet of these creatures, they seem to be psychic leeches, and they will do damage to you when you are within 5 feet of them.
that's fucked up.
That is not
Understandable.
cool.
Yeah, but understandable, huh? Oh.
Can we-
So I can't. You can't really do that.
Great. I guess
Yeah,
we'll just
can't
keep
do
him around for fun.
can you remind me how the shove beads work that we have?
Oh. I forgot
that's a
about
good-
those.
Good
Where
question.
did we write them down?
I have shove bead.
Tell
Yeah.
me,
It was
what?
10 feet, right? It was
Yeah.
I'm 90% sure it was 10 feet.
Good idea.
So what I can do then, since the echo can move in any direction, I'm just gonna summon them like 10 feet away. Off
Yes.
the bridge. Chuck the bead at them on the bridge where they go.
He doesn't have
off
he,
the
he
other.
doesn't have access to the bead. You do.
Is it an attack action to chuck the bead, or how do you want to?
It's a
describe
device.
that?
So
Okay.
as far as I'm concerned, your echo only does your like sword and magical attacks.
Okay.
It can't be in 2 places at once.
Yes, that is fair. Okay, I was assuming it'd be like a throw action.
Yeah,
or
just
attack.
just
That's my
change
bad.
places with it. Just change.
Yeah. Fine.
Yeah,
he'll
You can
change
still do
places
this.
with
There's
it.
just one extra
Yeah.
step.
Yeah, he'll do that. He'll change places
Just
with
hit it on your first try.
Yep.
Chuck the bead and just.
All right, make an attack. Just a straight attack roll, aiming with the
Fine.
bead. See if you can hit it.
roll. What do I add?
nothing.
I'll give him a
Fuck
thumbs
you.
up through
No,
the
you're strength.
17 plus strength. 22.
Whatever your strength modifier is.
22.
You throw the bead, and as soon as it cracks into the thing, you see there's a little bit of like this force and a thunder shock, a thunder damage that goes off, and the thing just goes like all the limbs go. Ooh! It goes off the side and just flaps, and it
It
just
just
oh,
goes.
it's still
It's a-
falling. Like
Yeah.
it takes a while for this thing to fall and hit the water, and when it does, you see the entire body just crack. And important information, it explodes black ooze everywhere.
That was very cool, but disgusting.
So did
The
that
other
take care
one
of
is
them?
within 5 feet, and your echo explodes. Or actually, you take 5 points of damage because as soon as it saw you, it's now making its way towards you. So you take 5 points of psychic damage.
Well, do you need a save for that? Because I know there was a
It could be
save, so
worse
Don't-
if you don't save, so it's up to you.
Don't forget you have your psychic tech too.
I do not, because that got destroyed
Shit.
by the deck of many things. I don't
Yeah.
have it. That makes me mad, but you know. it
What a
sucks.
fever dream the first 30 episodes of this campaign were.
It really were. It
What a
really
weird
fucking
prelude to the current normal D&D we play now.
were. Isn't that crazy? Remember when the world is ending? No, that's
Not
bad
me.
dream. Oh,
That wasn't my problem.
yeah, that's crazy. Anyways,
What? Reset the
gonna-
levels too? Why not?
just a whole new campaign. That's crazy.
Yup.
So I'm up here with this other one. Kelly's gonna. Oh, it's in 5 feet now. 'cause I
Yeah,
was
so you
gonna-
got to back up. You're running out of room. But you
Yeah,
guys
go
went
toward-
forward, so you still have like 35 feet as they were following you guys, and then you had your conversation, and then you're like, yeah, get up there, start throwing rocks at them.
So he's gonna take an action to disengage
Yep.
from this thing.
Yep.
He's gonna back up all the feet he can.
Yep.
Bonus action to summon the Echo under in the tunnel
Okay.
because he can see through the glass. And then whenever he's got to wait for whatever this thing does next.
It's gonna attack you.
Action.
So it's going
I
to try and
figured.
attack you.
I figured.
With its harpoon arm.
I don't like that.
That's a 9, so it just misses.
Sick.
But you're upset about how far that shit extends and then like flops through the air, but then it just chink, locks itself into the wall, and then you see it go and just comes right back like when you take the measuring tape out and you unclick it like a psychopath. That thing just flopping everywhere and then comes back in. That's what this thing's doing.
All right, so he's gonna bonus action teleport back on his next turn to where he's back in the tunnel.
Yes. Back in the
Yes.
tunnel.
You have 2 beads, don't you?
Did we
Yeah,
have 2? I thought we
you
only
You had
Yeah.
2. I'm pretty sure I
Oh.
gave you 2 of everything.
Yeah.
That's on me because I only had the 1 marked down because I had marked down 1 and then we said actually everyone has 2. That's on me. Then I guess I would have thrown the other one. I'm sorry.
All
I
right,
was
go
on
ahead
the-
and make another attack roll. See if you hit them.
I was trying to move back under and get another bead from someone because I thought we each.
That's what I thought you were
No.
doing as well.
That's my mistake. 12 plus 5 is 17.
That'll hit. That'll hit. As it hits
All right.
into him, just above its armor class, you see the thing. It's like grabbing onto the side and then flips off, like cat
Killing just
style
like-
sideways, as everything
Yeah.
starts flopping around, then slams into the water. And
And he's looking over the edge, just watching as it falls the whole way. Just ugh. Those things are awful.
There's still one more.
Okay. Killian doesn't. I don't think. Yeah, Killian doesn't know about that one.
No,
Yeah,
but
it's
who
not
told
out
us
here.
about the third, right?
I said there were 3 over there.
Oh.
Yeah,
said
you
there
said
was
there were 3.
I'm looking around. I don't see him because he stayed inside. So
Yeah, he made the smart decision.
okay. So he's gonna teleport back into the group.
all right, the group is together again.
Yes. All right.
That was nice. I think there's still one over there, so just be on your guard.
Yeah, Killy, why don't you go deal with it? You know, you seem so adept at dealing with these things. I think you should take point.
Oh,
Okay.
what? You mean you don't want to lead the army? I think you could do it.
I don't want to steal your thunder, man. You can go on.
All right. What are you guys doing?
I think we're going down the hallway. If Mahua feels confident he disabled traps, I still want to check for traps just in case, there's
Yeah,
more
go ahead and
than
make an investigation check.
just that panel.
Maybe this thing's smart enough to flip the switch. I don't know.
22.
That would be horrible.
It seems very clear that Mahua has disabled all the traps.
Wait, did you say 42?
No,
22.
Okay, I was like, holy fuck.
no. As you guys walk down 150 feet, 200 feet, as you're getting to the door, are you guys doing anything?
I mean, if we know that there's another one, we'll. Mahua's not looking good, is he?
I gave him 11 HP. He's looking great. Fantastic.
I am not in the best of shapes, period.
Let me look.
And you
I'm
guys
healing
got a
up.
long way to go. You got 3 pipes in a throne room.
Hey, we're doing better than the Hag Dungeon.
Don't fucking talk yet, bud.
Yeah.
Stay quiet. Killian wants to just keep an eye out behind us in case those orcs are following us to do more stuff. Who
Sure,
knows?
I'd say with your passive, it does not seem like anybody's trailing you. It does not seem like anybody's pushing behind you. It just seems like they might be resetting traps.
Interesting.
Hmm.
All right.
I know when I was right next to the creatures, they did something, so maybe
Yeah, it hurts your head.
if we
just being around
keep
them.
a bit of a distance and all attack at once the door opens.
I don't have ranged attacks, so have fun with that.
Oh, you could just one arm your thing. I've seen you throw it. You could do it.
No.
Did you say you don't have ranged attacks?
Well, my only weapon is two-handed, so I
Don't
can't
you-
use it.
Don't you have any of those weak spells? What do you call them?
I don't think I don't have a range spell. Nothing that would isn't
think is
like
what they call it.
AoE. Wait,
I
say that
could
again?
poison spray you, Mahua.
that just won't do anything to me.
I could
No,
conjure
you-
a barrage.
You heal the amount that you take damage.
If he uses a reaction.
Yeah, that's because
Oh,
it's
wait,
the
no,
action.
Oh.
Yeah, he
that's
was
good.
suggesting the poison tattoo, the nonsense that Faith used recently. Didn't
Well,
she
hers
just have
is
that?
slightly different.
Oh, okay.
Hers is not. She doesn't have a tattoo for that. You just gave her. She got the.
Oh,
epic
that was a
wound
buff
for-
from the
Yeah.
Does Abel have like lay on hands and stuff?
Yes, he does. He does. He can deal. I'm sorry. So yeah.
I can heal you.
Yeah, no, you aren't looking too great. You can take take 15 points of lay on hands.
I will. Absolutely. That does a lot for me.
And then Far will give you. He has a potion of healing, just a normal one.
Okay. I will hold on to that for the moment.
You know,
Okay.
It's really crazy that Nasu doesn't let this like heal broken bones. That would solve some problems.
You know,
Right.
I do have a fireball bead for range attack, but I don't really want to use it on this
You
thing.
have 2 fireball beads.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not the best to use those right away.
I think we have 10 of them
Something
total.
like you.
So we have a necklace of fireball beads plus 1. So we could do some dangerous things.
I don't know. That stuff they're leaving might seem slightly flammable. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't waste that on them. I'll be honest here, but that's your choice.
Let's open this door. Everybody ready?
Sure.
All right.
Go for it.
Fucking whip
Abel-
the door
Abel will
open
get
and back
front
up.
with his sword.
As soon as
Not
you
his
open the door, you guys hear. And the creature is now completely swollen, and its eye orifices are just pouring out that black ichor, and it's coming toward your group. It fills the entire opening of the door. I need everybody to give me wisdom saving throws, then con saving throws.
+5 from Abel, everyone.
Thank God.
Okay. Abel has a 22 wisdom save.
So the con first, then the wisdom, or the wisdom?
Wisdom first.
Fuck.
Yep, wisdom. That is a
Wisdom 22.
26 for killing.
Con
Save.
12.
Wisdom
We'll get to the
8,
con.
con 25.
We'll do con in a minute.
Fail on the wisdom. Please just stay with the wisdom first.
24.
Save.
And 23 for Abel on the wisdom.
Okay. So everybody that saved takes half of 11 psychic damage. This is the damage for just being in its presence. And then it explodes that black necrotic ichor. So now give me your con saves. What were they?
Well,
25.
Fail for Mahua. Fuck. Hunter! Hunter!
I have the same
33
con.
for, yeah, 33 from Killian.
What was it, Killian?
33.
Save.
And Abel's
30.
got a 30.
Save. Bird.
25.
Save. Enable was a 23.
30.
30. Okay. So it is 30 points of necrotic damage, half a much on a save, and it permanently reduces to long rest the damage.
I'm at 50 max HP.
Yeah, dude. We have to rest. I mean,
We do.
We gotta.
there's no question.
I have 16 total HP at
Yeah.
the moment.
wait. Yo.
Damn!
Well, he's like Lucius for
real. He's just like Lucius for real. Holy hell.
You guys have so much left to do. I love this classic dungeon crawling.
Damn.
So exploded, it's dead, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's dead. Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's suicide bombed once it lost its 2 friends.
Aw. That's so sad.
Okay.
I mean,
Thank
they're
God.
sad things.
Can we get the visual for whatever they are?
I sent it to
Oh
her.
yeah. You sent it to Hunter.
You sent it to Hunter.
No, I didn't.
We never got
Just
it.
Hunter?
Yeah, you only sent it in the main Discord, not to like me or the group.
Oh, the other Discord. Dude, the both of them just sort of fuck. I'm sorry.
No,
I gotta change the emblems.
Ugh.
That's
awful.
horrible.
That's horrendous. I hate that thing.
Oh,
Holy
I'm so
shit.
disappointed now that you guys weren't seeing that the whole time.
Oh, let's go.
Wait. Don't reply to him.
Okay.
Fucking
too late.
assholes.
He just wants a hug.
What do we see in this room then?
It's all metal
Covered in-
grates. And it's almost like the top of a clock tower where you hear all this clockwork mechanisms tickings now without those horrible creatures inside here. You can see the green pipe goes up to the top, and the ceiling itself is all stone. And then there is a metal ladder that leads up to a thatched door that you'll open up to get to the top area. To the top of the tower. You can also go down where there's just multitudes of stairs that lead down to, I'd say, a plethora of different pipings and tubes and mechanics that all factor into converting the steam and different mechanical processes that make the entirety of Steam Tide function. It's almost... This tower is a housing for all the mechanics that are going on in here. So it's more a cover.
So Far is going to cast Pass Without Trace, just as we're climbing this ladder.
You got it.
That way, as we get to the top, if we can get the jump on anything, if anything's up there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
is this thing... The door itself might be trapped if anyone was, like, looked.
But we gotta climb up. How far up is it?
It's just a 10-foot climb up. Just
Oh,
story.
okay. I thought it was like a big tower and like multiple more stories up.
You're at the top of it. Lucky you. Hopefully you don't fall.
We've seen the long trip down. It doesn't seem like
Yeah.
a fun one.
Nah, 600 feet. We're fine. We're fine.
Yeah, I mean, Far will start climbing up then, and
Okay,
and
climb
we'll
up.
check for traps, before opening.
Okay. Go ahead and check for traps.
11.
Seems good.
And then he will try to open it as quietly as possible to just kind of peek through and see if he can see, like, feet or if there's a fucking cannon pointed at the...
Yeah.
As you open this up, you see immediately the alarm spell get tripped. That was on top, not on bottom. As that trips, you are aware something is alerted. And you can see there is like a whole like boiler room steam engine interface and setup that's connected to that green tubing. You can see exactly where the team's green tubing's going in and where you could potentially shut it off. And there is a five-headed snake creature that immediately peers down toward the door, the top of the door that you just opened up, and begins slithering its way over to you. It is a
shuts the
huge
door.
monstrosity sized.
Beautiful.
Genius.
Nope.
Handsome
Closes
creature.
the door.
All right. As soon as you close the door and start coming down, the door is opened from the top.
Yep.
Oh, it's not like video games! It's not like video games!
You noticed me. You noticed me.
You can't go through there. You're not allowed to go out of those bounds. You're not allowed to go out of those bounds.
Enemies have agency? No! Wait, what if we just lure to the edge to a teleconnect pizza?
So I was staying a little bit back.
Yeah, well, cool. So as far as going down, you see two like things just fall down, just immediately down to the ground and start slowly getting up. These things look like this.
no.
Oh, I'm
What do we got this time?
terrified. We are. This is very bad,
This
actually.
is very fun. I'm
Like
loving
genuinely, I can't do very much. of
Somebody
anything.
wanted more monsters.
this.
What the fuck
Yeah.
is that?
Hunter is part of your
So-
nightmares.
So
Do you think we could persuade that thing to not attack us?
this like platform with that's like the initial room of this tower.
Yeah.
It was just like a grate, and then there was like a section where it just dropped off, right?
Also what you saw.
Yes.
Drew.
Yeah, I like how Nick says that, and then you just respond with another image of a monster.
What's going on?
I'm confused. Fuck you. Have another.
Because
Yeah, sorry, what are you saying?
what I would like to attempt to do is to for one of the creatures, if it's close enough to the edge, just fucking try to like double attack, shove them off.
Yeah, go for it. Try and shove one of them off down into the Clockwork Tower.
So two attempts at a shove attack to do it a total of 10 feet. 5 and
If
5.
the only
got
near
it.
one will try to do the
So
same
that's
thing.
it's a grapple check. So
Okay.
I use athletics, and it has to use either.
Acrobatics or athletics, the classic.
Good one.
Okay, it's 2 checks or just 1?
Two separate checks, unless
Okay.
it's more than 5 feet, or it's less than 5.
No,
10
it's
feet.
10 feet. So the first one's a
Okay.
4, so he fails.
So the first one, I got a natural 20 for a 26.
You shove him. The thing just gets shoved.
And then my second one's a 16.
His is a 17.
Fuck.
So then
Then I'm gonna use a bonus action regular attack to just make an offhanded strike.
okay.
And I'm gonna try to stunning strike him if I hit.
Okay.
If Killing's close to the other one, he'll try to also shove it into the clockwork gears.
All right, I'll give you that.
That
One try.
one is a 19 to hit.
19 hits.
So that's gonna be 4 points of bludgeoning damage,
Okay.
and then a key point to stunning strike. So that's a con save.
Okay. 15.
It fails.
It is stunned. Can it be stunned? Yes,
so
it
I'm
is
rolling
stunned.
my
Yeah.
athletics to shove the other guy.
Yeah. What are your 2 rolls? It's again 10 feet.
My first one is 24,
That shoves 5 feet.
and the other one's 26.
Yeah, it's down. That one
Okay,
goes.
and he'll use his third attack to shove the last guy who just got stunning striked in as well.
Okay.
And I don't if he's
Not
stunned, he
stunned.
can't do anything. He's gone.
Yeah.
The 2 of them just go into there.
Into the gears. Just
Yep. Uh,
I like that we're all just like trying to peek through this door, and these 2 dudes just jump down Mahu and Killing's first reaction is the gears.
Shove him off the bridge.
Get out of here! Don't want to
Yeah.
deal with them.
So that, there's still Snakehead.
there's still Snake
Up
in
there.
it.
We haven't
Yeah,
seen
try
him.
pushing
We don't know-
him.
We don't know
He's
about him.
monstrosity.
We don't know.
Oh,
we only
right.
know these 2 dudes. And these 2 guys drop down. We're like, fuck these guys.
Reed, I have a question. For the 10 HP
Yeah.
beads, are they for whoever is directly hit by them, or are they more like a radius thing?
It's
They
a
were
5
5
foot
foot.
radius.
Okay.
I mean, if we're all right next to each other, you could just crush it, and we all get.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm suggesting is we could all heal 10 HP since I apparently can't heal more than that anyway with cure wounds.
It only has a pool of 5.
Oh, never mind.
You can't
I see.
min-max it, you fucking pieces of shit.
Ah,
5 years and no one attempted that. Absolute monsters.
Like 5 total people.
What? No, wait. You were just saying everybody gets in close, it does 5 healing. So if everybody's within 5 feet, we can do 5 healing to everybody. That was your
The two-
suggestion?
The 2 beads you gave us.
Yeah.
What the lesser is 1 healing per bead
Yes.
with a 5 foot radius. The other one
Yes.
is 10 healing per bead with a 5 foot radius.
Yes,
so he
again.
was
But the whole idea
suggesting-
is to throw it at somebody and it hits them and it heals them. But there's
Yeah.
only 10 points to give. You
Oh,
can't. It's
Okay.
not a bird bullshit where it's a whole. Even though that still
Yeah.
has a pull as well.
but theoretically, we could heal multiple, just no more than 10 total on everybody in the radius.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be great if we give everyone like 2 points of health, but it's whatever.
Who knows?
Do we see this snake monster now that the door's open?
Yeah, no, I'm getting to that.
Okay, okay.
Snake monster is going to, from one of its heads, vomit. Let
Ugh, that's cool.
It's gonna vomit
Not
up a
really.
dude, isn't it?
me see.
All right, that was easy. And then this other guy steps in. Shit. It's always the third. I guess in this case it would be 8 because it's the 5 heads and the 2 dudes. That's 7. I still can't do math.
All right, everybody, give me a con saving throw as a black cloud appears inside here of necrotic energy, and everybody starts feeling their insides burn.
22.
31 from Killian and a natural 20 from Abel.
29.
Save.
Hunter, come on.
Come on,
Ed.
man. Damn.
Vapors and liquids are just his fucking weakness, I guess. I don't know.
I don't have a high con.
Yeah.
Even with the +5 from Abel?
Even with the +5, I rolled a 2.
Damn.
That's tough.
That's
Or no,
that's
I rolled a
tough,
3.
bud.
All my con saves, I've rolled like less than 10.
That's tough, bud.
That's rough.
And you
buddy.
failed the
Fucked up.
con save, right? So
Yes.
Yeah.
I gotta roll
dies.
some stuff here. Give me a second.
Oh no.
Mahua just dropped dead.
Probably.
That is
Who evaporates?
24 points of poison damage as the cloud
down.
kill hits.
Oh!
And then as a feature, because you failed your con saving throw, you are now 1 point exhausted. Anybody that failed a con saving throw gets a point of exhaustion.
So,
So, question
but
with
it's cloud kill, and I'm immune to poison.
Yeah, if he's immune to poison, should he be affected by that? Because he's still not taking anything.
You still failed your con save.
But it's like
Mr.
if you're getting hit by
Rules.
something that doesn't affect you, I feel like that shouldn't instill anything.
It's still
like,
a
just
status
logically.
effect. I'm getting there. Let me think. Stop being so defensive. Your defensive is making me want to not give it to you.
I'm only defensive as the guy who also plays a monk and would know exactly what Hunter's probably going to argue.
Druids are also immune to poison. Just throwing it out there.
What?
Yeah, but I don't
they're
play a
not. No,
druid,
they're
so-
not.
They are.
Actually,
just-
artificers.
They're just immune to poison.
Yeah. Once they reach level 10, nature's
Oh,
ward.
you're right.
That's
Thank
true.
you.
That's true.
I thought you just meant like as a starting class. I was just
Oh,
like,
no.
real?
That would be nuts.
I mean,
that would be nuts.
Yeah, monks earn it too at 10. They get it at the same time.
All right. You're taking it, but you're immune to it. So it's still getting hit, but you're immune to the damage. You're not immune to the hit. The effect... I guess I'll give you the save on it, I guess. Sure.
I'll say this as just my last little bit. I'm immune to both poison damage and the poison condition. So if this is part of like a poison condition-y
No,
type
it was
thing-
just if you fail the con check on this, there's an additional, you get a point of exhaustion. You know, just a thing for a boss, so.
Oh.
It's fine. You're gonna die anyway, so it's fine. You're fucked anyway. You guys didn't take your short rest. You went and opened the boss, so that's on you.
Damn.
So is she, whatever, still up
Yep.
in that top area and just
Yeah,
kinda
that was
spit
just one of
through?
the heads. There's 5 heads. So, actually, there's
Okay.
6 heads. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One wasn't shown in the preview window for me. So actually, in the stat block, it says there's 6 heads. So.
Wait, so what was the damage on the
Fuck
cloud kill? Or does it?
It's half on a save, so
Yeah.
everybody still takes it minus poison, boys. So 24.
So
24
12 on a
points of
save?
poison, half as much on a save.
I'm at 6
And,
HP.
and the cloud stays in the room. So every turn you guys stay in the cloud, you take an additional 24 damage.
It doesn't take up the whole room though. We can move out of it, right?
You can...
Or no.
Don't write me with that. Okay, so wait.
No, I'm just.
It
I'm
does
not
take
trying
up
to,
the
get out.
room. You can
Okay.
move out of the room. Those were
Oh,
both
okay.
not. You said it in a way that if I confirmed one, it
Yeah,
wouldn't
no,
make sense.
I'm just trying to better understand it
Yes.
so I don't like.
Yes. No, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good. But you
I'm sorry.
I'm still in trouble.
Yes. We are still in bad territory, gentlemen.
All right.
Yeah, this
So
is still
it is
bad.
9:55. You are triggering a boss fight. I am suggesting we stop here so we can have Abel next time join you guys as you begin the boss fight for the green pipe and steam tide.
Okay.
How do we feel about that stopping point?
Sounds good.
Yeah. That's good.
I agree.
Good.
Okay,
Agree.
then that's
I
it.
agree with these terms.
Okay, everyone's had enough. You all have a week to prepare, or however long it is, to fight this six-headed snake.
We're all hero actions. We can pull something out of our ass.
It's gonna hurt.
Oh wait, I have a hero action now. Whoa, that's so cool. Wow.
That's
All right,
crazy.
I'm gonna close all this down.
You gotta take Lucius out before he gets a chance to use it.
Oh, I love it. 6 HP, man.
All right, we'll see
Lucian,
everybody.
I'll get you to a
next
better
time.
position. Vortex warp, 30 feet out the window.
That gives me.
Just
Hey, that's
falls.
600 feet of falling to use a hero action.
Okay, so I'm very sorry to say I did not get through Nick's checklist of things he had for me today, so I think I'll just go through it for you guys just so that we're on the same page of what he's going to do first thing. I was supposed to smite something, unfortunate, but he'll definitely do that next time. Pray to Nasui, I'm sure he can do that too.
Yeah.
Find a treasure map that leads to the lost city of Adiamantis, not
What?
to be confused with Atlantis.
What the?
That's hilarious.
Uh,
Now it's
Build
done.
Sky Fixer to resurrect Shalmir. Kill Halal again just in case they thought the world was sorry. And achieve meta reality and become sentient.
I'm disappointed in you.
Oh, and then number 8 was find out Sundrill's type. But again, didn't quite get
I
any
already
of that.
told him. He's just a pansexual. That's all it is.
Oh, that's
He's
crazy.
a certain type of pansexual. Anyway, all right, we're ending the stream. Stream is over.